Down, left, right. Then BA start, the screen goes white. It's the cracker, Whitey Cracker, the game genie. 8 bits with the 8-inch weenie. I don't break bricks, I'm not Mario, but I'm still old school like Atario. I'm the highly freestyly Dr. Wily. Beat me 3 times and you win a smiley. Underground like the sewer where I kick it with rap. Yodel back, Ninja Turtles, Cowabunga, where you at? Jump on the can and the bricks where I'm landing. Gotta get the Triforce, gotta begin. And they called him the wizard in California. Power glove on my wrist, just had to warn ya. Pitter patter on the power pack, track the field. Or be like Rue's dad and get your chest peeled. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Yeah. In between neighborhood laser tagging, we'd all get together for some double dragon. Helicopter kick Bobo off the roof. Have all his henchmen like what the hoof. Then we butt heads with battle toads. Double tapping right to run that foes. Sometimes I hit him with the double fist. Then pop those raps just like assist. It kinda sucks now cause my nest blinks red. I blow and blow but all my games are dead. Thank God for ROMs and Nesticle. Played at every geek rap festival. This is the nerd rap entertainment system. And I hope you like the rhyme I spit. Cause the Whitey Cracker stay nerd forever. If you wanna repeat, just hit reset. Yeah. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press start on controller 2. Nerd rap entertainment system. Please press play on your system 2. Yeah.
What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD. And I am confused because I'm joined by not one, but 2 blinded brails. And apparently, I am also here with the George. What's up?
I don't know what's going on. Kick that other one out.
Blinded Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? So
this is an impromptu stream. I wasn't planning on streaming, but my plans fell through. I was supposed to have a sit down with Pete, Happy Console Warrior, but his pancreas is acting up, so we postponed that.
I hope he's feeling okay.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers out to Pete.
Yeah, Pete's a pretty cool guy. So,
but they say the show must go on, so here we are talking movies, having a good old time. And like I said, I'm here with Blinded Braille, the George, not any George, not George Foreman, not George Floyd, but the George.
No, man.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we're going to be talking lots of things. We got to talk about the Punisher coming back, but not Karen Page and Foggy Nelson, possibly. And speaking of coming back, speaking of returns, there's a rumor that Ultron will be showing back up in Armor Wars.
Yes, I've heard that story.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And of course, we got to discuss all the latest Star Wars news because Star Wars is in disarray.
It's always in disarray.
They got their pitchforks sharpened. Their torches are lit. People are calling for the retirement, the firing of Kathleen Kennedy once again. She's gone any day now. Any day now. She's gonna be gone. Trust me.
Supposedly.
Trust the plan.
God.
Then the Shazam 2 early reviews are here. We're going to take a look at those, see what people have to say about the movie. I'm hearing good things. Then, of course, MGM is talking about reviving 6 series. They want to take advantage of some of their properties, including Rocky.
Oh, wouldn't this be Amazon?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Then, of course, the last thing we got to talk about is James Gunn shutting down a Fandom Wire article. The tweet has been removed. The Fandom Wire article has been re-headlined. We're going to discuss what went down because this was kind of crazy. Because not only did James Gunn shut them down, but then the head of Fandom Wire's editorial staff was in there doing a mea culpa, telling him, James, you can just DM me, James, and I'll take care of it personally when you have issues. So we're going to discuss all that. First, let's say hello to our good friend Donovan Martin in the chat. Lighten it up. You Super J.
What's up?
And
What's
all
up, everybody in the chat?
People lurking. Make sure
6
you hit
people
that.
lurking.
Make sure you hit that like button. And tell your friends. Tweet it out. Let people know that we are live. Gentlemen, you excited to talk movies tonight?
Yeah.
Always. We were just doing that, me and George.
All right, we got DL popping in. What's up, DL?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's
yeah.
up?
You excited for tonight? For all the big movie talk?
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right,
Interesting conversation. It's going to be had.
It is.
Yeah, we'll see.
I guess we'll just jump right into it. And we're going to talk about the Punisher, Jon Bernthal. Did I say his name?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I always have trouble with that one. Well, he's back. And this is according to the Hollywood Reporter, Jon Bernthal, returning as the Punisher for Daredevil Born Again. It says Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are already on board to reprise their characters from the Netflix version of the show. That's a stupid... It's not the Netflix version of the show because it's a different show, right? Punisher Born Again and Punisher or Daredevil Born Again and Daredevil are different shows. It's not like a new version of the same show. They're not following the same storyline, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like
Unless the
Netflix
character is the same.
Yeah, it's like the Netflix ones are like a different variant from the MCU ones, I guess.
Yeah, but you know me and my grammar. It should probably be like reprise their characters from the Netflix shows, not Netflix. The version is what is
Right.
It's
Yeah.
niggling me.
That version shouldn't be there.
All right, let's see what it says. It says Jon Bernthal is returning to his most punishing role. The actor will reprise Frank Castle, a.k.a. anti-hero The Punisher, in Marvel Studios' Daredevil Born Again for Disney+. Sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. So right off the bat, do you think we're going to see Punisher show up like a one-off, like one episode? Or do you think he's going to be there like multiple story arc type thing?
You want to take this one, DL?
Sure. Well, I guess in Born Again, we might maybe get one episode with him. I don't know if they're going to do like a multi-arc with him yet. Maybe in a season 2. Man, this is going to feel a lot like the Netflix shows, isn't it? But yeah, it might just be one episode with Born Again. You never know. I mean, if they do use it more than that, that'd be cool. I mean, as long as it feels natural to Daredevil's story. But yeah, probably not that much this time. But maybe they'll save him for his own show. I don't know. This would kind of surprise me though. Even though I'm glad to see him again. Of course, I'm glad that he's back as Punisher. But like, I'm wondering how much they'll actually be able to do with him. How much are they going to, how like violent he's going to get,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very interested to see how Disney and Marvel are going to handle him. So I don't know.
And we just had RJ pop in. RJ, what do you think? You're the man with the James Gunn DMs.
I didn't even see him pop in. The Punisher thing was blocking him.
He's hiding back down there.
Yeah, there he is.
Hey. Oh.
So what do you think, RJ? Is this going to be a one-off, or do you think that Daredevil and Punisher are going to team up? It's going to be like a team-up thing.
I think Punisher, if they've already cast him and announced him now, I think he's going to be at least in about half of the episodes. I think it's more than just a one-time thing.
Oh, you think he's like almost like a supporting character?
Yes, mostly because I don't think Disney wants to do a Punisher series right now. I don't even know how they're going to handle the character because of the violence aspect. That's going to be one of those things where it's going to be very tricky, especially for the Daredevil series.
What if he dies?
I would hate
No,
I'd be very mad.
There's no way.
Very upset.
Like they bring him back because they want to, what we all been speculating, how are they going to handle it? He's too violent. So what if the whole setup of the series is, the Punisher goes out with Daredevil. They're having, conflict as to how to handle things. He's a little more violent. Daredevil's a little more sane. And then by episode
wouldn't that be redundant? Because we've already gotten that.
Well, it's been a while. I mean, listen, there's a...
But it would be a way to get rid of the character. Right?
Tony, I'm trying very hard to not go into a rant at the moment. I'm trying not to be angry. But my thesis statement for this topic in this stream is they're going to fuck it up.
See, I've been telling you this before. Did you not see what they did to Kingpin and Hawkeye? I'm telling you.
Well, it's different writers, to be fair, but I still think they're going to fuck it up. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to be like, as I said before, we will never get the quality of the Netflix shows ever.
I think they're going to ignore a lot of the Netflix stuff anyway and do their own take on it personally. So when it comes to
Donovan says they won't fuck it up.
I don't know if they. Who knows?
I've lost confidence. I'm losing confidence in Marvel. In fact, I've been losing confidence in Disney like the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
we were just talking about that.
Yeah, it's not even just like Marvel. I mean, we haven't even gotten into the Star Wars stuff yet, but it's like I feel like Disney, just in general, like the product has kind of gone down the last couple of years. I'm not saying all of it has, but some of it's become very noticeable.
What concerns me too about the whole thing when it comes to Punisher is that, to me, what I'm worried about is I feel like they're using Daredevil Born Again as a show to be like, hey, instead of doing a Daredevil standalone story, let's make this show a crossover series with a bunch of street level heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's what I feel like they're doing, because there's been rumors they're going to have Punisher. We're going to see the return of Jessica Jones, potentially some setup of Elektra, Iron Fist again, all this stuff. And I'm like, so it's not really a Daredevil standalone story. It's just a way for you to kind of do everything on Netflix all over again and have a bunch of street level heroes all in one show. Which I don't know.
Isn't Daredevil supposed to be in the Echo series? So maybe this
Echo is supposed to set this show up.
But Echo,
so Echo won't even feel like its own show. It's going to feel like set up to Born Again.
The thing is, Echo's been having a lot of problems itself. So it's like, how can we be excited for the setup of something when the setup's been having issues?
Well, here's the thing. I keep saying this about Echo. There's not much to her character in the comics.
Exactly.
But her main connection is with Daredevil, right? Her origin story is told in a Daredevil comic, right? Michael Bendis did that run, right?
Well, I was going to say too, Echo's most famous story is when she stands up for herself and shoots Kingpin. But they already did the part where she shot Kingpin, that. So
yeah, so the series, the Echo series, is probably going to be just new territory. It's just going to be, they're probably going to add some new things to the character. I mean, I heard there's supposed to be, it's more, Native American influence.
Yeah, it's going to be some mystical stuff. So.
Which to be honest, I mean, yeah, but why would you pick Echo? Echo's only recently been doing things like that because she has the Phoenix Force currently in the comics, which is weird. But why not pick another character who would fit that mold better because they exist?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Maybe this is Marvel's backdoor way of getting the more Native American characters prominence, because there are several mystical Native American characters.
Oh, for sure.
That's what they're going.
Yes.
But that's the issue, though, Tony. And just to build off of that, it's my issue is really, please don't use these Disney Plus shows as these big team up things where we don't really get solid enough time with our main leads. You know, I feel like they try and do too much in one season sometimes, and it doesn't work
I
out.
disagree with that. I think that the shows are best because these things are going to lead into movies and stuff, right? In the movies where you're going to get the big action scenes and the big flesh out of everything. So I think these shows best are just grounded and get as much characters, side characters, extra characters in there. So you're like, oh, who's this? I'm excited for this guy now. I want to see more of this character. And then you get a movie.
Okay, but there's the problem, which has been a problem with Marvel for the past few years. They are forgetting about making sure that the actual character that the show is based off of, we're not focused on it being like its own story first before them setting up for other characters outside of that. It always feels like it needs to connect to other things, or it needs to set up to other things, or it needs to bring in these appearances and cameos so you can get excited for the next thing without it being a standalone story. Can we focus on this actual character? Can we give this character enough time for development so we actually care for this person?
Can I counter that? Can I counter that? Because here's the thing. I'm not sure if you guys were around when the first Daredevil came out, but one of the biggest criticisms was that the 13 episodes didn't actually, like, there was too many episodes, and this new series has 18 episodes, which is obviously more than 13, right? So
yeah, the math checks out on that.
So I feel like it could be possible where you could still get a decent amount of both. We could get a lot of Daredevil, and we can also get a lot of team ups, because Daredevil is also known for his team ups, right? He's also known for his personal gritty stories as well.
But
so
Blinded, do you trust these writers to do that?
And from the quality of the previous Marvel
I
shows,
agree. I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. I agree with you guys. I just wanted to get in that point. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who these writers are. They seem really newbie.
They're not the Netflix writers. They're writers from, I believe, Arrow.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah. Somebody could look it up, or I'll try and look it up. But I'm pretty sure the writers on Arrow.
Oh, hell no.
Arrow season 1 and 2, I believe.
Forget everything I just said previously. I'm back into not excited. No, but I think the biggest issue is what I'm hearing from you guys. And the biggest issue is actually the naming of the shows, right? So if this was just called, like, say, Marvel Team Up, you'd be like, oh, yeah, fuck it. That's what it is, right? It's just a bunch of Marvel characters.
Or Defenders. Yeah.
Or Defenders. Or, like, so I think maybe they should just stop naming shows after a single character and just be like, hey, this is, Marvel Team Up Volume 1. This is Marvel Spotlight.
I looked it up. So recently, about in January, they announced that writers Jill Blankenship and Grain Godfrey will write the 18-episode series. Blankenship and Godfrey were writers for the CW's Arrowverse, who wrote episodes of Arrow, The Flash, and DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Blankenship also wrote the episode that was supposed to lead to a spin-off show, Green Arrow and the Canaries.
What the fuck?
So
we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
I think these are the new writers they brought in, because originally they had writers Chris Ord and Matt Corman, but I think they were replaced by these Arrow writers.
Oh,
what did they write?
Oh boy.
I
think the first two writers they did like a comedy. Like, it wasn't anything like super serious.
Well, the previous two writers, Corman, apparently they were new to Daredevil and they had never written anything for Marvel before. Like, they were brand new writers that nobody heard of. So
it's gonna be rejected Arrow scripts just repurposed for Daredevil.
I'm still on the fence, because this is the only series that I do have faith in, right? You brought back Charlie Cox. You didn't need to, right? And I mean, the rest of the Marvel movies and shows after Guardians just seem unappealing to me.
Well, again, trying not to lose my composure and go into a rant, but
go into a rant.
Oh, that's why
you should go into a rant. We want it. Yeah,
that's why I'm here, RJ. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it.
You're the biggest Marvel fan
the reason
here.
why is that I don't want to get off topic, because I don't know if you're going to cover the Karen and Foggy thing next.
It's in the same thing. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
It's in the same article. It's at the bottom.
Okay. So my whole thing is, out of everything Marvel's coming out with this and Deadpool 3 and Fantastic Four are the three things they cannot screw up. You
Correct.
cannot
Absolutely.
screw
I
up
agree.
Daredevil Born Again. This is the most important Disney Plus show that they're going to be releasing in the next few years. So why are you going to start off on the wrong foot and not bring back Karen and Foggy? Like, listen, this is control, in my opinion. The announcement of Jon Bernthal. it's
Damage control, it is.
For the
Yes,
fact that
it
they're not
does.
bringing back Karen and Foggy.
Well,
And
they
my
didn't say
whole
they're not
thing
bringing
is,
back Kevin Foggy. They said they're not the
They're
actors.
not in the cast
actors are
sheet.
not-
They're
Yeah.
not. They're
Right,
so
right.
far. Yeah.
But you're calling them by their character names, as if Karen Page and Foggy Nelson are not going to be in the series, as
Okay,
opposed to Deborah Ann Woll and Elden.
that's true. It's
Yeah.
just easier for
Well-
me to say it that way. But yes, that is an important distinction to make. These characters could still be in the show, but it doesn't seem like they will be. And if those two characters, played by those two actors, are not in this show, you are starting off on the wrong foot immediately.
Yep.
Maybe
Actually,
John
I
Favreau's
have a
coming
question.
back.
What if they do appear but they're recasted?
I would hate that. I would hate that.
Ooh,
People would get pissed. I feel
I
People
wouldn't
like.
would
get
be
pissed.
furious. Because
there's
here's the thing: Daredevil season 3 ended with Nelson, Murdoch, and Page. Okay, it ended with the three of them reunited and
Yeah, but
forming
we
their
know
own
none of
law
that is
firm.
canon. RT.
Well, but
But
here's
there's
the
no
thing.
reason
They
my,
have.
my point is though is that those three characters and their relationship were the heart of those 3 seasons.
Right.
And
I agree,
especially
but those
if
3
this
seasons
show,
don't exist anymore.
well, real quick,
Okay,
though,
but
just real quick, and then Blythe
Okay.
make a point.
all right.
I just want to say, if you're doing a lawyer show, how can you have Daredevil Matt Murdock doing lawyer things but not have Foggy? Okay, I can leave Karen. Okay, we can leave Karen behind. Fine, whatever. It's stupid. I'll get over it. But if they don't have Foggy, what are we doing? He's his partner.
Yeah.
He is a core Daredevil character. What are we doing if he's not in this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
it doesn't-
avocados. They need to be together.
Well, to RJ's point, right? Just to like elevate your point, because it is a strong point. I think what people want are the actors to come back because they had a really good chemistry, like just performance-wise, and that's why people like their characters. So, like, I agree. Like, I'm not too like Karen died in the comics, right? Like, she's not a character that was around for very long, and she isn't now. But like, Foggy has always appeared. I keep saying this. He's almost like Alfred. Like, he kind of has to be there, even if it's not in a large capacity. He kind of has to appear at least once, right? So I do think he is going to appear because, again, I think that would be the ultimate sin if the character was not in there, even if he was
makes no sense.
recasted.
It's not
It
fair.
wouldn't make sense. Yeah, right. So, but I think if you're going to bring back, Cox, he comes back. And he's Daredevil. You have to bring the rest of them back because that's why people like the Netflix shows. It was because of their chemistry.
Else at this point, like
Yeah, that too. Yes, yeah.
that's the thing. You are already playing with our emotions. You brought back Charlie Cox. You brought back Vincent D'Onofrio. You now just brought back Jon Bernthal. It feels like they know that people love the Netflix show, but so there's no reason for them not to bring back at the very least Foggy. But you really should bring back Karen as well because their chemistry in the Netflix show was amazing. You're already going to be cutting. You're already going to be as RJ said, you're already going to be working against yourself if you recast those two characters or not use them at all in the show.
Mm-hmm. I think not using them at all would be the ultimate sin. Recasting, I'd definitely be pissed off because, again, the chemistry, but it wouldn't be as bad because you're still using those characters.
Now, if you don't want to follow the exact same story from the Netflix show, that's fine. But I think it would be, it would still be great if you brought those two back at the very least and do a different story.
The only way this could potentially work is if this show is not set in New York City. And that's the only way it could work. But even then,
it still
I would
wouldn't work.
expect like a phone call or something from Foggy.
Right, exactly.
But I'm just saying the only excuse that they could is if it's not set in New York City.
But it is going to be because
they're shooting in it.
Because aren't there rumors that it might do like Kingpin running for mayor as a story arc?
That is a rumor, yeah.
That's the case.
So
then
like
dear
it's
God.
gonna be set in New York City, or at least like a good chunk of the season.
Well, and me and Aaron were saying this. They're shooting in New York. Why would you shoot in New York? Have the character who's known for being New York, but it's for another city. You're shooting.
Well, again, if that's the case,
That feels weird.
worse.
Yeah. And then again, if he's in L.A. or San Francisco, like the Wade comic, right? Like, how are we going to see Jessica Jones and Iron Fist? Like, they're also going to move too. Like, he's going to be bouncing back and forth between cities. Like, I don't know about that.
I mean, other Marvel heroes in the past were globetrotting, so they might try to do that with Daredevil too.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. What if season 3 of Daredevil is the only season that didn't happen, and this series picks up after Defenders with Matt Murdock waking up. Everyone thinks he's dead. He goes over to, was it San Francisco, hooks up with She-Hulk, does that thing. And Born Again is him coming back to New York. Hence the Born Again.
That would be such a bad idea.
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying. I'm just speculating.
To Tony's point, though, that could maybe be what they're going for. But then why would Karen and Foggy still not be around? You tell me that they left New York and they wouldn't react if Matt Murdock came back? Like,
well, here's the thing. Maybe, and I'm just speculating again. Maybe they're saving that as a surprise, right? They got to have something. They can't just give you everything. Like, hey, all these characters are back, right?
Yeah.
Well, here the most logical way I feel like to explain their absence from like the beginning of the season, maybe them appearing later on, is maybe the snap like separated them. Like maybe like one or two of them like survived or got snapped away, and like the other one survived or got snapped away. But again, like you have to like explain it, and like maybe you can do like a flashback sequence with it or something. But like you got to give a reason why they may not be together at the beginning of the series.
See if they were smart, what they could have done is that you just rip out Kingpin from Hawkeye, like, or just allude to him, and then maybe you have the Daredevil Born Again series take place during the snap.
Nah.
Like New York is like amok with crime because of the snap. Kingpin's still alive. Like Kingpin and Daredevil were the only two who survived it out of the cast and crew, and do it that way.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that because you already had.
No, I know they're not going to do that. But I'm saying like that's what maybe they could have done to justify this choice.
No, what they could really.
I could also think of another Marvel property that could have used the snap, but they didn't.
A lot of them. But what they could just say is that when Daredevil's dead, quote unquote, right? They think he's dead. So Karen Page, in her grief, she moves and goes off to L.A. And like in the comic, she runs afoul of some people and gets a not so glamorous Hollywood career. Foggy Nelson, without Matt Murdock to help him, the law firm is in disarray, and he's just kind of ambling about. Maybe they don't even realize that Daredevil's back, right? He doesn't tell them that he's back yet. Maybe that'll be a big emotional moment in the show when he shows up in front of Foggy Nelson, pulls off the mask, and tells him he's back.
That could also. I mean, it makes me wonder too if they'll do the storyline where his identity does get revealed, or if he's even gonna. There's a rumor that he was gonna train Blind Spot, right? Yeah. I don't know if they have an actor who. I mean, he's kind of young and he would fit that character. So, I mean, this is a problem that I had with Moon Knight, though. It's like, don't jam in all these good storylines from the comics into one season.
It's one season, but it's 18 episodes. So what if they're doing like 2 or 3 arcs?
Even still, that you could. But then if it's 2 or 3 arcs, that means we would get 6 episodes.
Well, the issue too is that how long are these episodes going to be? Are they going to be 30 minutes or like going to be full hour-long episodes?
Oh, they're probably going to be like 35 minutes.
Oh my god! If that is, then that would be disappointing. Then that 18 episodes, that's like worthless.
Well, how long were the She-Hulk episodes?
Around
She-Hulk was about 30 episodes. Like it was meant to be like sitcom length, about 30
minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
All of them have been around 30, right? Even the
no, like the earlier shows were like 45 to an hour.
But here's the thing, Tony. No one wants to see a 30-minute episode of Daredevil.
I didn't say they did. I was just trying to figure out what they've been doing.
Well,
it's been 30 minutes.
I just want to clarify too. I'm excited that Jon Bernthal's coming back. That's legitimately awesome news. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm already concerned because this should be a slam dunk.
No, nothing is being Debbie Downer. I hate when people we're being critical about something we like. Like, no one is saying we're not going to watch this stuff. It's not doom and gloom, right? Like I just said, we're going to watch every single episode. Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want people to assume that I'm trying to be negative going into this. This is more so like I have a concern if we're not seeing those two characters. Like, yes,
forget what those people are saying. That's
but also, I wouldn't be as concerned if like Phase 4 had gone better. If Phase 4 had gone better, I wouldn't be this concerned. But the fact of the matter is between how a lot of the projects in Phase 4 turned out and how Quantumanium turned out, there's reason to be concerned.
There is.
And Daredevil legitimately is still one of the best Marvel shows. And it's not produced by Marvel Studios. So yeah, I think we should be critical about this thing. I'm not saying it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be bad.
It's produced by Marvel Studios, isn't it?
No, the Netflix Marvel.
It's not produced by the old Marvel Television.
Published it. But I think
it's Marvel Television and Marvel Entertainment who produced it. Right, Marvel Studios. The only involvement that they had in it was designing the suit and potentially having the character in the movies, but that never happened. Right when he was in Netflix. So yeah. So I mean, like the Daredevil show is amazing, and if you're going to bring back Charlie Cox and you're trying to replicate that, then yeah, I think people deserve to have these high expectations. Right, we'll be scared. I'll wait. Right, and wait for a trailer, wait for whatever, but as of right now, like it could go 50-50. Like we don't know, right? Like you shouldn't be on the other side of the spectrum either, being like, oh my god, this is gonna be amazing. Like they announced Punisher, like relax.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be the best.
Well, no. I want to clarify. I don't think this show is gonna be bad because I think you have too many good actors, and I think Charlie Cox will weigh in as an actor to kind of like make sure things are as good as they can be given the circumstances. I just want this to be a slam dunk, and I'm worried it's just going to be a very half-hearted layup. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah,
I doubt it's going to be a slam dunk, and that's what's going to be disappointing about it.
Yeah.
And
Here's the thing.
You've already set the standard when you brought back Charlie Cox, so we expect great things.
Here's
also
the elephant
18
in the
episodes.
Room. Gentlemen, the elephant in the room is the She-Hulk episodes, right? We know that they're really big on the She-Hulk Daredevil thing, and that could be the very reason that Karen Page, Deborah Ann Woll is not coming back, right? If she comes back, fans are going to want Charlie Cox, Deborah Ann Woll.
Mm-hmm.
But if she doesn't come back, well, now.
Screw that, though, man. She-Hulk sleeps around all the time. Like,
yeah,
I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm saying
Daredevil 2.
Right? I'm not the writer on the show.
It's like there's easy stuff that they can write to the story where they can incorporate the love thing again if they wanted to between Karen and Matt. Just because he hooked up with She-Hulk a couple of times doesn't mean they can't visit that again.
Yeah, because Daredevil does that all the time in the comics. He sleeps around. That's his character.
He's a man whore.
Yeah, like.
I hope for the best when it comes to this, but we'll have to wait and see.
Like
I said, Jon Bernthal coming back is exciting. It's just when you see the context.
Back, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. There's been rumors that they're going to recast Elektra too.
I wouldn't mind that.
That one's fine to recast.
But like, yeah, that one's fine.
I'm about to say, how do you guys feel about? I guess I know how you feel about Elektra, but like the Defenders, how do you feel about them coming back?
I will say, someone brought this up because I was watching Grace Randolph's live stream because I was just bored and I watched it. But someone in her chat brought up it's going to be kind of weird if you if you bring back everybody but the black guy. If you don't bring back Mike Coulter, I'm like,
well, he said he can't come back.
When did he say that?
Didn't he recently say he can't come back because of?
He's been teasing stuff on Instagram. Like Christian Ritter has been very teasing on Twitter.
Yeah.
She's coming back.
I believe she's going to come back, but Mike Coulter, I don't. It seemed like he was like a mix.
Though, if you bring back everyone else but the black guy, I don't know.
No, because it's not like
if you want to make a white guy.
Yeah, it's not like, but it would be weird because I feel like Luke Cage is. I mean, people like him more than Iron Fist, right? At least the Netflix version.
Yes, that's true. Luke Cage is more popular. Like I thought Mike Coulter was a good actor. I mean, the show kind of went off in season 2 and at the end of season 1, but.
Yeah,
he was a good Luke Cage. Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. Yeah. Yeah, that first season of Luke Cage, I don't know what happened to those last episodes. Yeah.
Well, that's because
Fighting in the streets, man. That was, oh my god.
it's because they had a villain, and then at the very end they shoehorned in. No, he's not the real villain. Here's the guy.
Yeah.
We're gonna kill off the villain that everyone loves and is so charismatic and awesome, and replace him with like a goofball cartoon character.
They have to bring back a Luke Cage series with Iron Fist. They have to do that. Like,
Heroes
it would be
If they did a Heroes for Hire show, my god, that'd be great.
That would be awesome. Do it. That's another thing though. With what's his name playing Blade?
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. Yeah, he was in Luke Cage as well. So it's like, I mean, I guess they have done before where actors play more than one character in the MCU. So I guess
Gemma Chan.
Yeah.
And what's her name? The Black Mariah. She's in.
Yeah, she was in Civil War. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those were accidents. The Gemma Chan was obviously purposefully, but her character was so minor. I don't think anyone even noticed.
Which was dumb because that character should have stuck around with Minerva. What was the character's name?
It was Minerva. Yeah.
Right. Minerva. Yeah. No, that's dumb.
Yeah, but they got rid of Captain Marvel, so it didn't really matter.
I also think that's dumb too.
Listen, if you get involved, Captain Marvel will be here all night.
Most people, if you ask them who read comics, Captain Marvel, they would think of Marvel, not Carol. So that was kind of dumb that they got rid of her. I know they gender bent the character, but still, it's like, why not just keep her around?
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem.
If they were going to do that, they should have had him show up, have somebody play Marvel. He rescues Carol at the beginning and dies, and then he bequeaths the name, or she takes it because he was the one that was training her, not the other dude. Right? Yeah,
what? This is another weird thing. Why is Captain Marvel called Captain Marvel in the MCU?
Well, they tell you. Remember what she has her name, and then the little girl's like Marvel or whatever.
Do you guys like how?
Oh, that was okay.
Do you guys like how?
No wonder why I forgot.
Do you guys like how in Captain Marvel it was revealed that Nick Fury named the Avengers after her? That was
dumb. That was so dumb.
I did not like that. No,
I hated that idea. Everything in that movie, dumb.
It felt like a bad Star Wars prequel decision.
Yeah, so much for Captain America, the first Avenger. Technically, he wasn't the first Avenger. It was Captain Marvel.
No, Captain America is not the first Avenger by that logic. Yeah.
Well, he still is because he was an Avenger.
Chronologically, yeah.
Chronologically, but the name came from Carol, so.
No, everything in that movie, it was just, what were they thinking?
Have you guys ever seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yes.
Parts of it.
Long time ago, yeah.
Okay, remember in Hot Tub Time Machine where Crispin Glover's character, he has no arm, and then when they go back in time, he has both arms, and then they're waiting the whole movie to see how he loses his arm, and he keeps going through he's juggling chainsaws, he's gonna lose his arm. Oh, he doesn't do it. They should have did that since they already told you that Nick Fury was gonna lose his eye in the movie, right? They should have teased that, he kept doing stuff, he gets shot and the bullet just barely misses, he just lost his eye. He didn't lose his eye.
At least that would have been better because it makes the Winter Soldier seem really stupid now. It's He's telling Steve "Oh, I lost my eye," and it's all this serious moment, and it was all bullshit. They're like, "What the fuck?"
That's one of the best Marvel movies ever.
I know, and it ruins that movie now. Oh,
well, at least that scene,
that scene, obviously. Sorry, but yeah, that scene. Not to be, dramatic, but yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, Brie Larson ruins everything.
No, Brie Larson was fine. Here's the thing, Captain Marvel, I don't know what happened to Captain Marvel in the comics. When she first became Captain Marvel, it was cool. And then, after, I want to say, 2014, it was just, downhill, where she just became a dickhead. And you're like, oh, my God, what are you doing? Civil War 2 was, oh, good Lord, Civil War 2.
Civil War 2 is interesting because it's a unique concept, right? It's something that makes you think when you're like, oh, well, if
it's just Minority Report. Yeah, it's Minority Report. Yeah.
But then it's will it hold logic? Well, if somebody knows that they're going to do something, they can change it. So, plus with the Marvel Universe having so many alternate realities, it should have been like, well, you can't change the future. The future is set, right?
Mm.
No matter what path, we're always on the same path because it just splinters off into new branches.
It's just that she was a massive hypocrite in that, like, it made her character so unlikable, and it was like, I remember Carol was like a character everybody wanted to see. Now everybody's like, oh, fuck Captain Marvel. I'm like, how did that happen?
Because they wanted to make her the biggest, the strongest, a leader.
She could still be all of that, but like she was a much more nicer character. Like she was like Superman.
She was fun.
Like, yeah, she was fun. She was all like, and now they just like make her just like an asshole. Like,
because writers don't know how to write strong women. They think strong women equals be like a man, but a woman, right?
Does anybody watch Wonder Woman? That's how you write a compelling, strong female character.
Yes.
Yeah,
now they just need an actress who actually looks strong because
and actually is a competent actress. I don't care what you say. I don't care what award she's gotten. Brie Larson sucks.
Well, I feel like they do this with all of the female superheroes. They never make them look like super big. They're very lean.
Well, what's his name is pretty lean too. Mike Coulter, to get back on him, if he leaves, I wouldn't be upset because although he is a good actor and I liked his portrayal, I never thought he looked like he's not intimidating. Like, come on, big fucking beefy dude. It's like because he's supposed to be almost as strong. He's like strong as the Thing, just below the Hulk, and he's like Mike Coulter kind of looks small.
I mean, he could probably get really big though if he tried.
Some, like fucking Hulk Hogan pythons on him.
Yeah, I don't like it when they do that because it's like it just feels weird where you see the male character and they're super big, and then you see the female character and they're like it almost looks like you never worked out before.
Yeah, it's like they're afraid to put like muscles on women because they think, oh, it's not feminine enough, it's not hot enough, it's gonna be too.
I've seen some hot bodybuilder women.
Me too. I like me some muscle women.
Blue Jay's here. He heard us talking about muscly women. He decided to pop on in.
Like, damn, Dio. Damn. She's like,
I've been so vocal about Brie Larson before, and I don't care about what's going on with her personal life or her beliefs. I'm just looking at her from her acting, and everyone keeps telling me she's such a great actress. She's such a great actress. I have yet to see her in one movie where I think she was great. And Captain Marvel, it felt like she didn't even want to be there.
I agree with Dio. 100%.
I liked her in Scott Pilgrim.
No, she is a good actress. I just don't think she was a good Captain Marvel.
I don't think she's a good actress. She played. Everyone always goes. You see her in Room.
I never seen
that one movie. That's the movie they point to. They don't go. Did you see her in this, that?
Yeah, because
it's just one movie.
Because she hasn't really done a lot of. I mean, she has done other dramatic roles, but I feel like that is like the top of it.
Yeah,
like
but
that's one where you're like, you should watch that
actress.
one.
She should be able to do dramatic, funny. She's in 21 Jump Street, and like I forgot.
She was
even in the movie.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I forgot. Kong Skull Island. I almost forgot.
There's a lot of people in Skull Island, but like I don't know. She does have a all over the place filmography, so I don't know about that.
Since she was in Room or the Room, whatever the hell it's called, she probably would have been a better Jessica Jones just because she could play that like battered woman who's like broken but still trying to push.
No, not even close.
But she can't even do that.
Yeah.
What can't she play?
Not The Room. It's just called Room, which everybody's gonna call it The Room because it sounds weird.
Not the Tommy Wiseau film.
Yeah,
the better one.
Actually good. This is
that's a better one.
Yeah, I really.
Marvel makes Endgame slightly worse just by being involved.
Yeah, she didn't do anything in Endgame, and they kept building her up, be like, she's gonna be so important. She's gonna be so important. No, she gets bodied by Thanos. God.
Yo,
Falcon punch with the Power Stone. Bam, you're done.
People were actually cheering for that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, today was just a bad day for Disney news in general, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. But before we get to bad news for Disney, we got bad news for one other person. Someone on this panel had a bad day today. We're going to talk about it. RJ, would you like to discuss your bad take that you had earlier today?
What bad take? I don't have bad takes.
RJ says Batman does not kill.
No.
RJ would never say that.
No. Let's not go. Are we gonna go there again?
Hold on.
Go there
I
again?
said. No, let me clarify. I never said that Batman doesn't kill. I acknowledge Batman kills in the live-action movies because those are adaptations.
Oh, in the comics. We'll even say Batman doesn't kill in the comics, correct? That's what you're.
No, I said in the modern core of the character, as he's been for the last, I'd say.
So when was the
40 to 50
no-kill
years.
rule established?
By the way, it's longer than that, but continue.
Okay, when was the no-kill rule established, RJ?
I couldn't give you a concrete date.
Batman number 4.
He
tells Robin, "We don't kill. Use the flat of your sword, Robin. We don't use weapons."
Yes, because they. Okay,
so
yes.
Batman number 4. So any comic after Batman number 4 in which Batman kills a criminal would then disprove your theory that Batman doesn't kill. Correct?
Not really, no, because again, the core of the character as he's stood for the last 40 to 50 years.
No, we're not talking about the core. You literally said Batman does not kill. Not Batman has killed on occasion, but he's not supposed to kill. You said Batman literally has not killed anyone.
In most modern incarnations of the character in the comics and animation, he does not kill. That was my point. Is that
in Batman 425, he crushes the entire Gorzonas gang?
I hate when people bring this up. Like this, here's the thing. Okay, Batman has killed, but there are storylines in the comics, famous storylines that center around the fact that he is not supposed to kill, and that's his moral.
Yeah, we know that. That was never the argument. Whether or not he was not supposed to kill was never the argument. RJ literally said Batman has not killed in the comics. That was what RJ literally said.
Well, that's a totally different thing. But
no, I said that he in most modern comics and modern
in Final Crisis he shoots Darkseid. How much more modern are we gonna get? Yeah, Darkseid does.
Darkseid doesn't count.
But he doesn't know that he's gonna.
Darkseid's not a human being.
That's a living life form. He's a living life form.
So Batman don't kill humans, but he's gonna kill aliens.
That's a stretch.
It's like fuck anyone not from Earth. You can just kill them all day.
It's humans. No, if you're human, no, I'm not gonna kill you.
My point being, though, is
what about mutants?
It is my observation, in my opinion, is that Batman is not supposed to kill, and mostly does not kill in most modern incarnations of the character over the last 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, we all agree on that, RJ. No one's ever disagreed. That
I don't think everybody agrees here, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Batman doesn't kill, or Batman doesn't use guns to kill people.
Batman doesn't kill. That's his whole philosophy. If he does kill people, especially his villains, it breaks his whole purpose. There would be no point of being Batman for him. So, I mean, there are going to be slight examples, and sometimes there's comics where he has to go through a loophole. Well, I didn't technically do this, right? Because in the Death of the Family, the Joker was actually presumed dead, and Superman was trying to tell him, "Hey, you killed the Joker. You didn't save him." And he was like, "Well, I had to save myself," and blah blah blah. So there's always some loophole with Batman sometimes, but it would a lot of stories would break if he didn't have that rule. It would make no sense.
Okay. Look, you guys know either way, I don't care if he kills or if he doesn't kill. It just matters how the story is. But okay, but I love to challenge you guys' logic when you say he does not kill, because we've seen. I know the movie's brought up as like Christian Bale. I guess that's like the biggest example people want to bring up as one of the best iterations of Batman, which I don't agree with. But like first movie, you just said like. By proxy, he killed somebody.
I'm not talking about the movie. That was not in the movie. That was the comic. I'm talking about Death in the Family, where Jason Todd dies. I'm only talking about the comic interpretation. So yeah, I know. He's like bored as fuck.
I'm tired of having this debate with people about the Batman killing thing. Yeah, like I really am.
I mean, the thing is,
no, DL. I acknowledge that Batman is killed in the movies. My whole position, though, is that because those are adaptations, they can change whatever they want because they're adaptations.
I just want to argue the same thing in the comics.
He's killed in the comics as well.
No. My whole point, though, is that he's not.
Has he killed in the comics, RJ?
He's killed in the comics.
Has he killed in the comics? Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted. That's all everyone wanted. You just say he has killed in the comics.
Just in the early comics, in the modern comics too.
Just say that, RJ. Just say I misspoke.
it's not really misspeaking though. Like I've explained my position numerous times, and people keep
No,
misconstruing.
I'll defend RJ on this. He's really not supposed to kill because, like I said, it makes no sense.
I agree with that. He said not supposed to kill. That he didn't say, "Hey guys, Batman's not supposed to kill."
And I'm
RJ
sure
literally said
the
Batman
examples that you pulled up, because this is a ongoing thing where they do this, and it's annoying as hell. Where they would go back and Batman, sometimes the same writer, they would go and be like, "Oh, well, I technically didn't kill him because of X, Y, and Z," and it's like, oh my god,
I don't have to save you. Wait, what?
But
you
those are
die.
It's manslaughter.
Yeah, but those are like rare circumstances because, like I said, there's famous storylines where it would make no sense. Like this is go read Batman comics from like the 70s. It wouldn't make any sense.
We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah, please.
Because when we're talking about killing, talking about villains being killed off, we got to talk about Ultron because is Ultron coming back, gentlemen?
Oh
Probably.
Lord,
He probably is. Yeah.
I've always maintained that the Vision didn't actually kill Ultron because they didn't show it on screen. I think the Vision.
Oh, don't question what happens off screen.
What was that?
I said, don't question what happens off screen.
Well, when you make it off screen, that means you can later write whatever excuse you want to bring someone back.
Well, it's not really off screen. If you watch the movie, it pans out really far, and you kind of get like a little flash. What my contention always was that he absorbed the Ultron AI because in the comics, as we know, Ultron always says everything that he builds has programming in it that says that they have to bring Ultron back.
Oh wait, doesn't Vision have like an emergency mode where he can like turn into Ultron?
They all do. Every creation that Ultron has ever built has a thing in it where they either have to bring Ultron back or they have to become Ultron so he can come back.
Because I remember in this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go, RJ. It's okay.
No, I just wanted to mention when it comes to this subreddit, just for clarification, when we talk about it, they kind of specify that when it's Tales from the Mod, because I've been sub to this subreddit for a while.
Same.
When it's Tales from the Mods, it's mostly a bunch of rumors, but the only stuff that's somewhat valid is trusted sources. The further you scroll down, it gets more and more insane and like really dumb because it's from like random shit that they find.
Yeah, well, in the trusted sources, the first one is Armor Wars. James Spader is coming back as Ultron in Armor Wars.
And that makes sense because remember they're retooling Armor Wars to be a movie. I could see them being like, hey, it's a big movie. Here's Ultron. He's back. But to be honest, though, the most interesting thing to me is the Secret Wars part. Because that's big and true.
Wait. Hold on. Is there anybody here who didn't think Ultron wouldn't come back?
I always thought he would come back eventually.
I think it's always a possibility.
I mean, the thing is that's his thing. He comes back.
We saw that. Yeah, we saw that 5 times in Age of Ultron. Yeah, we know.
I mean, no, like he isn't. I'm trying to remember. He has connection to Annihilus, right? Like, wasn't that was a part of the Annihilation story?
He only has connections during Annihilation Wave.
Right. Okay.
It's not like a pre.
I mean, here's the thing,
okay, fine, but like still, it's his character. Like,
here's the thing too. When it comes to Ultron, it makes sense to bring him back because Ultron's a character you can use in so many different ways. Like, you can't just have him be a one-off villain. It doesn't make sense. Like, Ultron's way too big of a character to just have him be a one-off. He has to come back. He had to come back eventually. I mean, dude, they brought back Abomination. They're bringing back the leader from Incredible Hulk. Ultron was always
these characters never stay dead.
Ultron in What If, which I thought was really cool.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I actually didn't think he was coming back.
Really? He was.
Well, simply
because of James Spader.
No, not because of James Spader. Just because of the way originally the way the Marvel Universe was, they would have like a villain and he would die. Like Hugo Weaving wasn't coming back, right? He didn't come back.
Oh, in the MCU, yes.
Yeah, in the MCU, it was always like, okay, the villain shows up, he's dead. That's it. That's the end of that. We're done.
After how they handled him, Age of Ultron, I didn't expect for them to bring him back.
I always said that, in lore terms, I always thought that he was still alive technically, but I didn't really think they were going to do anything with it.
Well, in the example of Red Skull, Tony, you're correct that like Hugo Weaving never came back, but they decided, okay, let's bring back Red Skull in this really cool cameo in Infinity War to explain where he was and where he went after the first Avenger, which I thought was one of the coolest parts of that movie. Because I'm like, oh wow, even that connects.
Yeah, but
now
it caught me by
Red Skull
surprise when I
was
saw that. I was like, oh wow, Red Skull.
Mm.
It made no sense for a lot of reasons. Okay. Because first off, I don't give a shit what anybody at Marvel says, Disney, Kevin Feige.
Oh, that was never intentional, but
Yeah.
yeah.
There was never a plan. The Cosmic Cube, because that's what it fucking is, okay? It is the Cosmic Cube from the comic books. They even had the moment where they fucking touch it, right? Together, like in the comics. It was not supposed to be, inside of this cube was actually the Infinity Stone all along.
Yeah, I wasn't with that.
That was never the plan. So the Red Skull was supposed to be dead. And then the fact that he gets fucking beamed to another planet. And
random.
Then, not only is it random, but how does he survive? Is he dead? Is he a ghost?
He does kind of look like a ghost.
Well, the other thing that kind of is still a plot hole that they've never explained is, well, two things. One, what happened when Thanos snapped and used that? Like, what happens when the Soul Gem went away? Did he go away too? Or where'd he go? And the third part is, when Captain America went back, like, what was his reaction? Like, how did that go down? You know, when he returned, like, here you go, here's the stone that someone died to take back. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, wouldn't that person come back because it was a trade-off, right? So the person who died to get the stone, they would have to come back, right?
Again, it's a bit of a logic hole, but we kind of excuse it because it was such a nice, sweet bow on top of the ending, you know?
So which one comes back? Does Natasha come back, or does...
Well, it had to be...
It would have to be Gamora.
Well, would it, though? Because initially...
Well, I mean...
Well, I don't know.
Or it could be both.
Oh, yeah.
They both come back all at once?
I don't know.
Is there only one set of Infinity Stones? Or, no, there's a whole bunch, right?
Well, in the multiverse, like, there's new...
Well, the one that Captain America had is the one from Natasha, not the one from Gamora.
Yeah, but it's the same timeline, but then it turns into a different timeline.
Look at y'all poking holes.
Well, he goes back to the 2014 before 2018, right? So
yeah, but
Gamora died in 2018.
Stone, it should cause a new timeline.
Listen, I already said Endgame is flawed. I mean, there's two Ant-Mans in the movie. Like, you could go back and look. Like,
like I said, Endgame, there's some plot holes for sure, but I think
that's not two Ant-Mans. That's Michael Douglas is in the second costume as Jack.
Yeah, sure. No one knew. No one knew.
That's the Easter egg.
Oh my lord!
If we scroll down a little bit, like with the other ones,
well, hold on. Might as well read these couple. It says Secret Invasion is likely coming in April.
Which makes sense. They're delaying a lot of things, so they might want to space stuff out. That makes sense.
Secret Wars is 2028 is the end of the saga, the end of the seventh phase. If they are splitting the final Avengers movie into two parts, then at least the second movie will be in 2028.
Okay, pause right there, because that's big. Because that means that they're going to be delaying stuff so much. We're not getting Secret Wars until 2028, potentially.
Well, isn't this part of the rumor that the Phase 7 is actually going to just be entirely on Battleworld? Because that was a rumor that was going on. And Tony would talk. I mean, we have talked about that before, and Tony thinks. I mean, that's Tony's idea, but he thinks it's like far out there, and it kind of makes sense.
Do you guys think that they would delay things so much that both Avengers movies would not be until like 2027, 2028?
No, I think one is going to start it. Like, one is going to start the saga of the Secret War, and then the Secret War movie itself will be the end of it.
Because this is what it's saying. It's saying if they are splitting the final Avengers movie in two, that implies that the final movie is Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
So wait. So Kang Dynasty is its own separate movie then?
Yeah.
And that's not part one.
Like.
Okay,
because that's how it should be.
No. So just for clarification, it would be Avengers Kang Dynasty, Secret Wars Part 1, Secret
and
Wars
then an entire. Well, no, Secret Wars, and then an entire phase, and then Secret Wars 2.
Yeah,
it's so confusing.
Not really, because it would be like this, RJ. So imagine you have Secret Wars, right? And at the end of that movie, everybody ends up on Battleworld, and then you would have Spider-Man, Secret Wars, of Captain America, Secret Wars, Hulk, Secret Wars, whatever. And then at the end of the phase, it would be Secret Wars 2, where they get off of Battleworld.
I mean,
Whatever
that's
it is
what they
they're doing
did
during their
in the
individual
comics.
movies, right?
Yeah.
To get the stuff needed to defeat the Beyonder or the version of Kang or whatever the fuck it is that it ends up being.
Probably the Beyonder variant of Kang. I think that's
the rumor is that the main villain of the saga, like the very end, the final boss of this saga,
is Doctor Strange.
It's going to be the Beyonder,
gosh.
who in the MCU will be a variant of Kang, like the most powerful and evil version of Kang, the Beyonder.
Yeah, you
That's
couldn't
Which
do.
is stupid.
It is stupid. I agree. It is stupid, but that's their way of being like, well, it's called Secret Wars, so we have to do Beyonder, right? Because that's who
And it
kicked
has
off
to tie
Secret
into
Wars.
Kang in some way too. So
Yes.
I would rather have the Beyonder, the actual Beyonder, the man from beyond, who just wants to study and see what is the good and evil and how they handle it.
He should have been the villain, not Kang. We keep saying this. Kang is not a very good villain in
I
the
don't think
comics.
Kang is the villain. I think Doctor Strange is the villain.
Well, yeah,
Remember
we
had
talked
theory?
about that rumor.
Well,
yeah.
here's what I was thinking about it, right? I was thinking about it. And it actually makes a little bit of sense.
Once you talk, the post credit of Doctor Strange makes a lot more sense. Yes.
What if, okay, so Doctor Strange is causing incursions, right? And we're all like, oh, Kang's the conqueror. He's conquering these worlds. But what if he's conquering the other realities to bring them together into one? Because if there's only one multiverse, or if there's only one timeline, rather, there can't be incursions, right? There's no incursions. There's no end of the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
However, if he leaves all the timelines out there, then because Doctor Strange is such a dick going into these other timelines, he's going to cause them to incursion and then destroy the entire multiverse. So unless he conquers the multiverse, there is no multiverse left.
Yes, and then that's how you get Battle World. Yeah.
well, here's the thing too, right? Like, I think we're all under the assumption that in one of the Secret Wars movies, it's going to be like a giant cameo fest. Like, everybody who they can bring back is going to be in that movie in some capacity, right?
Tyler Mean.
So do you do like Secret Wars Part 1 is the big cameo fest, and then Part 2 is more of like the goodbye to this set of MCU stories? And
No,
characters
I would. What I would do is, if it was me, right, I would set up that they're at the end of, like I said, at the end of the first Secret War, set up that they're on that planet with the other realities, right? Maybe at the very end you see like a bunch of heroes come on. You're like, oh look, it's all of them, right? And then you could have individual movies. Yeah. You could have like say Captain America, and then he's teaming up with
other Captain Americas or something.
Another Captain America or like Wolverine or somebody, right? You could have all these crossover movies between characters you want to see. Oh, we get to finally see the Hulk and the Thing in a movie together because it's fucking Don Chiklis and Mark Ruffalo teaming up.
Or they could even like in the comics, because they did that Civil War, but it was on Battle World. So like they kind of retold the event. They could do something like that. I don't know if it would be redundant, but yeah.
All right. So it says Echo, no reshoots are planned at the moment for our sources. X-Men 97, the show is aiming for a September-October release. I thought this show was already out. Jesus, it's not even out yet.
What show? What if?
X-Men 97.
X-Men 97 is like the only animated series that they have coming out this year.
It's coming out for the anniversary, supposedly.
Which I'm there day one.
Yeah. And this is when
you don't have to go anywhere. It's right
here.
Yeah,
this is when we go into the weird shit.
So. Right, unverified sources. It says delays galore. The slate is nothing like we saw at San Diego Comic-Con. They want longer gaps, quality over quantity, but due to how they tell stories, there can't be too many big gaps. But the aim is to try not having main universe shows overlapping with movies, about a month, give or take, between shows, and even some specials will be treated as movies in terms of overlap. And they're actively working to help fix the VFX artist problems, hiring more to spread the workload more kindly and filming earlier when possible to extend deadlines. Basically, they want to make a better environment for cast and crew as well as fans.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah, I hope that's true.
Yeah. I mean, listen, more space between projects to give time for fans and VFX artists is cool with me.
Yes.
Here's the supposed new slate. Phase 5. Ant-Man and the Wasp, obviously, is already released. Guardians of the Galaxy, May 5th. Secret Invasion, May 17th through June 21st. delayed from March to give audience a bigger break. Loki season 2, July 26th through August 30th. Source later stated that Loki has been delayed to start in late August. This could be very well have a knock-on effect and delay other shows by a month or two. Echo, October 2023.
Real quick, pause there. I would be shocked if Echo comes out this year, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's early 2024.
If Daredevil is going to be spring 2024, then they would be pushing.
Well, they could be pushing everything back then.
They're going to push everything back. Yeah.
This one right here is interesting. I didn't hear anything about this until right now, but a Mephisto Halloween special.
That sounds like bullshit to me.
That just came like I've never heard of that one.
Real quick. The rumor has been that Mephisto will appear in Ironheart because he's the one who gives the Hood his powers.
But he does it in the comics.
Hold on. The only reason why I say this is bullshit is because there's like 3 other rumors of them doing a Halloween special. One is supposed to be with Man-Thing, and the other one's supposed to be with Ghost Rider.
Well, remember, Foggy was saying they want to do specials every year. So they might be thinking about doing, like, not necessarily a Halloween special, but every October they want to release some kind of special.
I think the Man-Thing one is more likely. They already have sets and the thing built. They could easily shoot that very quickly.
But they could be shooting, because Mephisto is supposed to pop up in Agatha and Ironheart. Maybe they filmed something when they were filming both of those shows.
I feel like if he is in Ironheart, they would want to introduce him in Ironheart and not a special. That might be like, who's this character? It would be a little bit weird. I know they did that with Werewolf by Night, but that character's not appearing anywhere else. So I don't know. It just seems weird.
As of now.
Yeah.
And why are you saying that Mephisto gave him his powers? In the comics, I thought Dormammu gave him his powers.
Well, they're changing it. They're changing it in the MCU. So they're not going to have it be Dormammu. The rumors that they're changing it to be Mephisto.
I think that's a bullshit rumor. I think that's just people pulling shit out their ass.
Well, we'll see.
A lot of this stuff could be people pulling. Anybody who has some knowledge of comics, you can bullshit all this up and people would believe it.
I don't think Mephisto. Here's why. Because first off, we already established Dormammu exists and he influences people across the dimensional barriers or whatever.
Right.
And Mephisto is the devil, right? And I don't think they're ready to go there like, hey, the devil does exist in the Marvel universe. And
it might not. Well, the thing is, Mephisto is kind of not really the devil, though. He is, but he isn't. Because I think there's supposed to be another devil character.
No. Okay, so here's the thing, right? And this is going to go into the deep lore of the Marvel comics. Mephisto was the original devil. He was
right.
Devil. When the devil appeared in Marvel Comics originally, they retconned it to say it was actually Mephisto appearing as the devil. Then years later, Damien Hellstrom came along, and he's the son of Satan. So they said Satan exists, but Satan and the devil are not the same person. Then Lucifer showed up. So we had 3 devils. They're all the devil. Said, no, and then
that's what I mean. It's all like
right.
I don't think he will be the devil, but
years later, in the very first Infinity Gauntlet comic, right, they tell the history of the universe, and they talk about how God, punished a bunch of angels. They betrayed God and they got sent down to hell. And in the image that they show, it's all a bunch of generic demons except for one, and it's clearly Mephisto. So in that comic, they're clearly telling you that Mephisto is the biblical devil
version of the character. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when it comes to this Reddit post too, I mean, that's why it's unverified. I mean, it could all be bullshit, but it's fun to read. It's like,
this is why comics lore is convoluted as fuck.
It is.
Well, it gets even more convoluted because recently they've actually introduced the throne of hell, and all the devils line up. And the closer you are to the throne, the more powerful you are. However, only the true devil, the true ruler of hell, can sit on the throne. And not a single devil in there is brave enough to sit on the throne because they are not the real devil. So, is he the real devil? Is he tricking everybody to make him think that he's not?
Sound like some retcon bullshit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Wouldn't put it past Marvel.
Listen, this is all comics. This is DC too.
Well, because remember,
Yeah.
even with Ghost Rider, Ghost Rider's original deal was with the devil. Then it turns out, no, he's not the devil. He's a Mephisto. But then the demon that's inside Ghost Rider is actually not a demon. It's actually a captured angel. That's the spirit of vengeance.
And I just want to clarify too, because I know it is convoluted, but you have to understand, Marvel has really never rebooted, so that's why we have all these weird ass inconsistencies.
Potion Sword Run asks a really good question. So if there's a devil in the MCU, is there a Jesus or God?
There is a
Not God,
Jesus.
Yes,
There is.
The one
Jesus
above
is a
all.
mutant. He's a mutant.
It's the one above all.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Jesus is a mutant. He exists, and there is multiple gods. That are
Yeah, this
gods.
one always gets me confused
Because there is the one above all, right? But
Mhm.
Yeah,
prior
the one
to
above
all
all
that,
is the main, isn't he?
Oh, pause for a minute, because there's also the one below all, and he's supposed to also be the devil. That was very confusing, but yeah.
but prior to the one above all and the one below all existing,
Mhm.
the Fantastic Four actually meet God, who happens to look exactly like Jack Kirby,
That's
and he
actually kind of funny.
redraws the thing to life,
Mhm.
sends them on their way. So there is a God. God does exist. At
The
one
king
point,
is the god.
at one point, and again, this is the convoluted story. The Infinity Stones were God, because in the Infinity Gauntlet
Right.
comic, where they talk about it, they tell you that the Infinity Stones existed as a singular being who then became so bored with his existence, turned into 6 singularities that brought the universe to life.
Mhm.
All the other things. So,
Yeah,
comics are confusing.
they are. Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Absolutely.
All right, back to the Marvels is going to be in November 10th.
Mhm.
I don't think that's a holiday release for them.
They're pushing it back for reshoots apparently, and for VFX time.
No one's gonna see that shit. Sentry is
I'll see
apparently
it for Miss Marvel.
he's getting a Sentry special holidays
What the
2023.
Here's the thing, though.
Random as fuck.
Another
That just
another
feels out
question,
of
though,
place.
right? Would they do a Sentry special first, or would they wait to introduce him in Thunderbolts?
I don't think he's gonna be in Thunderbolt. I'm
Please
getting
don't
sick of
put
this.
him in
He-
Thunderbolts.
He's definitely going to be in
Yeah,
Thunderbolts.
he's in Thunderbolts. He's
Blinded Braille's going to be pissed off when Sentry's going to be in this shit.
Well, I'm already pissed off at the movie itself because it's really not the Thunderbolts. Like, it's Marvel's Suicide Squad. That's not the Thunderbolts. I'm sorry.
What if
It's basically it's like it should be called like Black Widow and her team of assassins. Or
well,
Team
it's
of-
essentially Black Widow too, right?
Yeah,
So
that's what it
Yelena's
is, yes.
basically so
Well,
Yelena's
supposedly,
basically
on
supposedly
Bucky.
though, when it comes to Thunderbolts, they might have done some like rewrites and added more members to the team. Like more
It doesn't matter if they add more people to the team. The whole premise of it, you could sell an entire movie on it, and it's an interesting idea. You have villains pretend to be heroes. That's who the Thunderbolts are. If we know that they're villains and they're like a Black Ops team, that is Suicide Squad. That's not the Thunderbolts. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like-
also with the Avengers pretty much being disbanded at this point, it would
It
make
would
a lot
work
of sense
better.
to- Yeah,
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what the Avengers disappeared because they had the Heroes Reborn, and then they had the Thunderbolts, and then it was revealed, oh my God, they're the Master of Evil.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah.
and then with this, like I said, in the MCU, you kind of got the Avengers disbanded. Captain America's gone. Iron Man's dead. Thor's doing his thing.
Yeah, that's why I say they should merge. I mean, the Dark Avengers were the Thunderbolts. Like, so why not just do the Dark Avengers? Have analogs or dark versions of the
Well,
the
that's what it
original
seemed
six.
like.
I think
You
it's
had
because they
Abomination.
don't. I think it's because they don't have Norman Osborn, or they don't want to use Norman Osborn.
Justin Hammer.
But you don't
Just
need
use
that.
Justin Hammer.
Even with Vel, with Fontaine, she basically got U.S. Agent, who's Captain America, right? You
Mhm.
got Abomination, who's the Hulk. You got the
Or you
Black
can have
Widow,
Red
who's the
Hulk.
Black Widow.
Mhm.
You could have Taskmaster be Hawkeye because she trained and she knows how to.
You
shoot
could do
with
that
an arrow
too.
as good as
I mean,
she
I would rather have Bullseye because it'd be way more
I'm just saying
interesting.
because he wasn't introduced yet. I'm just going by what they have, right?
Unless he's in Daredevil, but yeah.
Either way, I don't think Sentry is going to be in the movie. I think, and here's my thought on this. I think Robbie whatever the hell his name is. Robbie Richards. What the fuck's his real name? I think the Sentry. The Sentry's human.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be there. He's going to be a thief that steals a formula. They go to catch him. He drinks it. Nothing happens. They capture him, throw him in jail. And then at the end of the movie, like, you see his eyes glow. Like, oh, shit. He is going to become the Sentry, but he's not actually.
Nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
He's way too fucking powerful for. There's nobody. They got a bunch of guys who can punch and kick.
That's the whole thing. That's why I say it's literally going to be like Suicide Squad. That's the whole plot of the first Suicide Squad. It's like, holy shit, here's a Enchantress. I know it sucks, and they still want to do it. They're like, we could probably do it better. It's like, just do the original Thunderbolts idea. It's never been done before. It's an interesting idea, right? It's not like the Suicide Squad. It's not like the Boys.
Yeah, but I think
villains protect. They have to, they have that conflict, right? So.
I don't think the Thunderbolts as the original idea could work for the very reason is that we already know, right? Part of what the Thunderbolts, when they showed up, no one knew.
It's not that they, but you're missing out the part where, I mean, when the Avengers did come back, Hawkeye was on the team, and he had to
I'm talking about us as the audience. Like, we're introduced.
You can't do the twist. You can't do the twist. You could just do the premise. The premise is more compelling because it's the villains actually have to be a hero, right? So it's like, well, they're also a villain, right? Like if you had Bullseye's a psychopath. So it's like, how does he become a hero, right? Like how would he have to balance that, right? He probably isn't. So it's going to be interesting where he has to like hide his true nature and be a hero. And he's like, fuck, I hate doing that, right? Because I just want to kill people. I want to be a fucking psychopath. So that's why I say that would be way more interesting. And I think a lot of people would rather see that as a movie, right?
I think it would be more interesting if we had these characters. All these characters had one outing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a U.S. agent. He had the Falcon Winter Soldiers. That's it. Abomination just had the fucking Hulk movie. Fucking the Red Guardian. He was just in Black Widow. Taskmaster was just in Black Widow. Yelena was just in Black. Like all these people have been in one movie. There's no like series of like these people are villains and been a step because the MCU doesn't do repeat villains, right? It's like, oh, they show up once and then they never fucking again. And, now they're good guys. But so I think it kind of loses some of its appeal because it's not like the comics where you had these characters that were established over multiple fucking runs as villains that were recurring and really wanted to take the Avengers, that they were so willing to do anything to take the Avengers down that they pretended to be heroes to take them down. We don't have that.
I mean, the only reason why I think Sentry's in this movie is because he is, one member of the Thunderbolts. I know Bucky later on was on the Thunderbolts, but who else on that team was on the Thunderbolts? I think that's it.
That's
Bucky. Didn't they have like a... I'm sorry, Dio, go ahead.
I would say Bucky, Ghost, Taskmaster, Red Guardian. That's it.
Bucky's the only character from the comics.
I'm so scared about freaking Taskmaster. How they're going to handle that?
What?
Yeah.
Because Taskmaster and Black Widow was like the worst part of that movie.
That's not the real Taskmaster. They Mandarin that character.
Like, here's the thing: if you want to be awesome and like make it like really appealing to people, be like, hey, Taskmaster's back, but it's someone else wearing the suit. His name is Tony Masters.
I could see that happening. But then I feel like, why would Taskmaster be on a... It just... the team is not very appealing.
Thunderbolts team?
No, he really wouldn't. He's a mercenary. Like,
what if that's what if we're overthinking it? What if because the Taskmaster has a costume that's completely covered, right? So you think that it's that
they do the twist again? They do that exact same twist.
You're like, oh shit! Like maybe they find her like towards the end of the movie, like she's dead in the compound. They're like, wait a minute, how is she here? Then you find out that the Taskmaster is actually like RJ said, Tony Masters. He went undercover in the Thunderbolts group.
Listen, all I know is Thunderbolts.
The true Taskmaster is Kevin Sullivan.
So, God. All I know is another problem that people don't like to mention is that a lot of Marvel movies now, they don't have good selling points. What is the premise of Ant-Man? Can you tell me, narrow it down in a sentence? what is the selling point of that movie? It's just, oh, it's a build up to Avengers, right? It's like we need to go back to where it was like the Winter Soldier, and it was like, oh, this is a political thriller movie. Guardians of the Galaxy is a space opera. Ant-Man's a heist. Like they need to go back to like mixing genres or finding like a really cool premise. Like not just don't make a movie and be like, well, it's all connected. You got to watch it because it's part of the story.
They
It's
should
like,
really
them actually
Well,
feeling like
yeah.
their own standalone stories.
Yeah.
Standalone
Mhm.
movies.
Yeah.
They should
Yeah.
really do. They should really do more something like, say like, when is it? Well, I mean, you can count Werewolf by Night as like a horror movie, but like that's a special.
Mhm.
I want a whole like, well, Doctor Strange, but I don't know that that's kind of horror like, but like a full.
but there's subgenres in horror, right?
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Mutants was kind of a horror movie.
Well, that movie. I mean, I gave it credit to what New Mutants was trying to do, but that movie was kind of meh.
yeah,
Nah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I think that there's a reason why like I like Shang-Chi a lot is because it feels so standalone compared to what we've got.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it feels fresh too because it's like Marvel's take on a martial arts film.
Not really.
Right. I mean, kind of, not really, but it still is though.
It tried.
Yeah, I'll give
I
RJ
think
that. It
it's
still
almost-
tried, yeah.
It was Marvel's take on an American martial arts movie. It wasn't really like a
I mean, of course, it's Americanized, but still.
No, but I'm
it's
saying
like,
like
It's
more
still a
like
good movie.
But the thing is also
It's
with
like
Shang-Chi,
Rumble in the Bronx.
the thing is for the most part it felt like a pure solo film with the exception of having like Abomination and Wong for like a brief moment. Like it felt like
Right.
like a pure solo film, which is a rarity nowadays.
It's not like in like say like an Ant-Man, like the first Ant-Man, like when they go down to the Avengers headquarters stuff, and then felt like he had to fight Falcon at that point, which was kind of weird. When I first saw it, I was like, what the hell was going on?
yeah.
Yeah, because for the most part with the first Ant-Man, what I enjoyed about it was like it was its own little corner of the MCU, and didn't really need to rely on having other characters in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and to the standalone movie talk, I think they really dropped the ball on the ability to make a movie exist in the MCU without having all the connections, right? Like Shang-Chi, that's one of the good points because it does feel like it's in the MCU because you got all the little like Easter eggs and all the other things.
Abomination.
No, well, not just Abomination, but like all the like the Black Widows, the soldiers that had the extremist soldiers, right? All the people.
I thought you were talking about Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
Oh, yeah.
Shang-Chi, there's a bunch of
Yeah. I get your point. Yeah, I was just mentioning Abomination.
Yeah, but Abomination and Wong are like the biggest ones. But I'm saying like there's other things in there, so like this is definitely taking place in the MCU. But
like there's world building to it. Like that's why the Easter eggs work.
Yeah. Whereas other movies are not like this is a standalone in the MCU. This is like no, this is connected to this, so you got to watch this other thing, right? Like, and I think that's the problem. Like you said, I would rather have a standalone movie that takes place in the MCU and not an MCU movie. If that makes sense.
Not to keep dwelling on this point, but it's kind of funny that we're all saying this, and I agree with what everybody's saying. But like, do you remember back in 2013 when that was the opposite criticism, where everybody was like, "Oh, well, how come no one appears in Iron Man 3? Wouldn't that make more sense if Thor was there or Captain America?"
Who said that?
Like, wait, what?
This was a criticism. This was a
Yeah,
criticism.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that too when I first saw like Iron Man 3. It's like, oh yeah, they were fighting in those helicarriers. Where were the Avengers in there?
No, it's
Well, it makes sense. Well, here's the difference, right? That's what goes to what is a standalone movie and what isn't. When you have a world-ending threat, like some dude's throwing fucking missiles at Tony Stark's base, you go, you know what? The other Avengers probably should be involved in this, right?
Right.
Whereas Spider-Man's beating up some dude because he's robbed a bodega. You're like, no, the other Avengers not being it makes sense, right? Shang-Chi makes sense. So Iron Man needed to make a movie that made sense where like why the other Avengers weren't involved because it was personal, right? They tried, they failed, but they did try. What I wanted to see was the Mandarin is supposed to be more mystical and Iron Man is supposed to be technological. I wanted to see the science versus the magic angle. And they didn't give me that.
Nope.
Instead, they gave
I
me,
still like that movie though.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did.
Blinded. I like that movie
I'm
still.
glad
as well.
someone did.
I mean, the thing is, like, for the story, if he was the regular Mandarin from the comics, like, the story would break. Because that's not the purpose of it.
I mean,
Iron Man
sure,
3
but what they
definitely
gave
did.
us, do you think it was better in comparison?
I think the story was genuine. Yeah, I liked the story. It had an interesting commentary on it. Yeah.
I like the I like the movie for the most part. The Mandarin twist was a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, you could have. The thing is, like, you could have easily made him the Mandarin still, right? Like, it would be a stretch, but they could have still done it.
Even if you were like watching the trailers, like we were led to believe that the Mandarin was going to be some kind of like Osama bin Laden like figure, not even like a mystical creature or being.
If they at least did that, I would have been fine. I'm not. I'm not expecting it to be exactly like the comics, but it just felt like they didn't even try.
Why did they?
No, I think they did. I mean, that's not really fair to the movie because if you're watching the movie, right, the whole point of it is that, you know, during 9/11, we all pointed at the finger of, oh, look at the terrorists. We need to fight them, right? But it's like a little bit more complex than just that. It's like there's all this history and build up toward that, where it's like you can't just be like, that's the issue, go fix it. It's like, well, you have to address all these other things that came before. And so that's what the movie was trying to get at. So that I'm not going to hate on the movie for that. You could disagree with the message or not, but it's like I thought it was interesting for a comic book movie, and it fits Iron Man because that's the setting he came out in, right? The first movie. So I'm not going to hate on it.
But I was expecting
something.
Go ahead, man.
I feel like at that point in the MCU, like they were still hesitant to do more unrealistic things, even though you had the Avengers come out and the Avengers are fighting aliens. Because, like, again, like it took them a while to get into that mystical, like, side of the MCU, like with Doctor Strange. Like Doctor Strange wasn't for another few years.
Or Thor. Thor, they were very reluctant to just straight up adapt Thor. Because the first Thor movie is like it's there. You have the 9 realms, but you're missing the Jack Kirby influence and
like,
all the storylines that he built up. Yeah.
Also, the Rainbow Bridge not being a fucking bridge.
Yeah, it's just weird. I don't know what that.
You also look at that time period for comic book movies in general. Like that was when realistic comic book movies were still popular, and the MCU was embracing that at the time.
Yeah, it was like an amalgamation of like both. They just didn't want to dip their whole like toe in it. It's like, oh, we'll play around, we'll play footsies.
But, but it's just like, okay, I'm just for pretense, like Iron Man 3 is I hate the most out of all the.
No, I know you
like,
do.
I just don't. Even if they didn't want to, they were trying to dip their toe into the supernatural stuff, which fine. But I just didn't think the story that they told us with Aldrich Killian and Trevor. I didn't think that challenged Iron Man enough as a character. It did a tiny bit, but it didn't feel as grand as it should have been. You know, it didn't feel as big of a threat as the previous stuff that he had to face before.
You know what they should have did? Instead of the Adrian Kilrich bullshit, they could have did the same thing with Kingsley not really being the Mandarin. And then the twist was the actual Mandarin was behind it. He's like, yeah, I know that they need somebody to point to. I got Kingsley. I'm actually a businessman, like in the comics, where he's the businessman version of the Mandarin. And I needed to weaken Stark's stocks and everything so I could take over his company and fucking, I'm an evil businessman type thing. And also have the 10 rings. Like basically, I'm an evil businessman that has a terrorist organization under my control. Not I'm just some guy that was mad you didn't say hi to me at a party one time.
Like what the hell?
Yeah, that part was kind of I didn't like that.
That was like the whole Jamie Foxx Electro.
Jamie Foxx Electro.
Yeah, they should have cut that out of the movie.
Since you mentioned that, they should have played that weird ass thing from Spider-Man 2.
But they played the what's that song? The Blue, I'm Blue. I mean, it's a good song, but it was kind of funny.
I love that intro to that movie. I really do.
But so many people hate on Shane Black because of that movie, and it's like he's made way better movies than that. Like, come on, that's disrespect to Shane Black.
Well, he disrespected the Iron Man franchise.
He disrespected the Predator franchise.
Oh my god! Don't get me started on that.
The nice guys.
Iron Man. I actually, like I said, I like Iron Man 3, but Predators, like, oh my goodness,
the Predator. No.
All right, we've
We've gone off the rail.
Yeah, we're off the rails.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
just bring it
getting
back around.
emotional
It's
about Iron Man
what I
3.
said. I don't think the Sentry is going to be in the Thunderbolts movie.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Sentry should be in the Thunderbolts movie. Like, I don't think so.
All right, so apparently Ironheart's going to be early 2024. Daredevil Born Again, spring 2024. Captain America New World Order, May 3rd, 2024. I Am Groot. They're going to bring more of those shorts. I didn't actually watch the other ones.
Never even watched that. Never bothered.
And we got the Thunderbolts in July. Deadpool 3 in September. Brought up because it'll be ready before Blade. Wonder Man. They're still going through with that?
Yep. There's a lot of casting rumors and stuff.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
No, they're gonna do the Grim Reaper. They're gonna do his brother Tony. So I don't know. I don't know about that because we talked about that before.
They didn't. Without Tony Stark, I don't know what they're gonna do unless they bring back RDJ for a flashback and go through the whole he went to jail and he blamed his brother and it wasn't really him.
They might still do that, but like remove Tony Stark.
We got Man-Thing Halloween special. And then in phase 6, Blade is coming in November, apparently.
We'll see.
That's part of phase 6. What?
That's what it says.
Wait. The end
That's
of what's the end of phase 4?
You mean 5?
5.
Sorry, I'm keep getting this mixed up. What's
I
that?
guess the end of phase 5 would either be the Wonder Man movie or the Wonder Man show, I guess, or the Man-Thing. I guess because this is a special and this is a show. I guess maybe Thunderbolts would technically be the end, even though these would be like post credits phase 5.
But Blade is supposed to be the end because Fantastic Four is supposed to be like the first movie in phase 6.
Well, they're saying
from what we know.
Blade is the first part of phase 6. Maybe they got that wrong. Maybe Blade is the end of phase 5. Then it says Silver Surfer holiday special. I'm iffy on that.
Silver
not a
Surfer
good
holiday
idea.
Special.
Well, it's not holidays, but it just says holiday 2024.
It could be a special.
Is
That's
it
the rumor.
animated?
It doesn't say.
Oh boy.
Again, I think these are just rumors.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer. We got Agatha Coven of Chaos.
Oh, that's still coming out.
I'm actually interested in that.
Sigh.
The thing, as much as it does sound boring, it seems like it's pretty crucial.
Crucial
Fantastic
does
Four.
not good show make.
I know.
Fantastic Four should be coming out on February 4th, so it could come.
That's
out
my birthday.
on F4.
February 4th, 2
F4.
days before my birthday.
No, it's coming out on the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, but it should come out on the 4th.
Oh.
So it'd be like F4 on F4. Come on, Marvel.
2,
Oh my
4,
god. Oh my god.
2, 4, 20,
Oh, God.
26. I don't know.
Vision Quest, spring 2025. Then Armor Wars. What If, season 2. Man, that's a ways off. 2 years. Jesus. Young Avengers. Again, didn't they basically shoot down any rumors of this? Like, they're like, we have no plans for this yet.
Yeah.
For what?
Young Avengers.
Yeah, they did. I keep saying the Young Avengers project is Kang Dynasty. I'm gonna die on that hill.
Yeah, it could be.
The Midnight Angels. Again, I think this is I understand that they can't have shit like 6 shows come out in the same year or whatever. Like they want to push and make space, but by the time the Midnight Angels show comes out, everyone's gonna have forgotten Wakanda Forever. I'm like, what? Well, who's coming out? Why are we doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider is gonna be a Halloween 2025 special.
Mm.
And Marvel Zombies. This is another one to this has nothing to do with anything, right? This is going to be like a standalone animated thing. So why are they pushing it back? Like, it's not going to interfere. People aren't going to be like, man, should I watch Wonder Man or Zombies? I don't know.
I think it's because they need the programming. Yeah. Like, if they don't have anything.
I think that's going to be like a show that it doesn't matter. Like, people will watch it.
I don't even know if people will watch it. I think the only reason people might check it out is because it's TVMA.
Yeah. We got Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Whatever. We got that movie part 2 coming out.
I hope that's good.
And
I
Nova.
think it will. Nova.
Apparently,
yeah,
we're getting
Nova.
a Nova holiday special.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel
You
about
know, these
that.
with a grain of salt. I don't know if these are real or not.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I agree.
Iron
He's-
Man.
yeah.
There's so much. It's like all this stuff that they're listing. And it's almost like the biggest thing I would just guess is that, like, if somebody's just like stealing a file from Marvel Studios, just put it on Reddit. There you go.
Well, I mean,
This-
RJ said it. The further you go down, it's going to be a bunch of
Crazier.
bullshit.
Yeah, Strange Academy again. I
Wait,
know
what?
this comic barely came out. Strange Academy.
Hmm.
Which academy? See that? I don't know. See,
If you're not familiar, it's a comic where Doctor Strange is basically training the next generation of.
Well,
magic users.
it didn't barely just come out, unless you consider 5 years, because I think there was
5 years
another.
is barely like. It's not
Okay,
like,
fine. Okay, that never mind.
I mean, it's not like it didn't just come out last month, but it hasn't. It's not like, oh, this is like a 10-year-old thing or 20, 30-year-old. Like,
I think the reason why they're doing that is because of America Chavez.
but she's not really mystical. So, I mean, let's.
Well, now she
the whole
is.
premise. No, she's not. She's still just.
Yeah, she's under Doctor Strange now.
Yeah, she's being trained by the sorcerer.
Well, she'd be trained by Wong. Yeah.
Yeah.
what if
now he's disappeared.
Yeah,
what
but
if
this
Ned
isn't
was
Wong
Strange
Academy. This is Strange Academy.
What's
Yeah,
the
'cause
difference?
Yeah, at this point, there's really no difference. He's the Sorcerer Supreme as of right now, and
What?
he's working in that. It would kind of make sense.
Yeah, but
What-
what I could see this happening now. Now, because Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme, what if Wong tells Doctor Strange, "Hey, you can't train nobody, right? Like, I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. It's my job to train people." He's like, "No, I got this. Don't worry." And he just goes off and trains magical people, while Wong is off with that chick from She-Hulk.
Well, whenever he finishes dealing with the incursions with Charlize Theron,
Yeah.
No, well, that's coming later after, because Doctor Strange 3, again, this makes no sense why Doctor Strange 3 would be after Strange Academy, right?
Unless it's like set up.
oh boy.
Miss Marvel, apparently, is
What
getting a
is it?
second season.
4
Was it a
years
movie?
later.
4 years later.
Yeah,
She's-
that's a stretch. I'm like, I've never seen a show that has a second season 4 years
Yeah,
later.
she's about to be a grown woman.
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, Mrs. Marvel.
Maybe they filmed like 2 seasons back to back, and they're just not going to release it.
I doubt it.
No, man.
Phase 7.
She-Hulk season 2. Like, I don't think.
Oh,
Like,
wait.
he's not even going to give a guess. He's like, just untitled Halloween special. Fuck it.
Oh
At this
my.
point, I ran out of horror villains or horror characters. To put in.
I
Yeah.
already see one of the title for that Bomb Avengers film. I'm like, that is the most predictable, bland title ever.
Avengers Forever.
Avengers
Oh my-
Forever.
Forever.
Well, that's the
comic.
that's the story. Yeah, that's the comic with Kang. So yeah, it would make sense if it was called
But
that.
it's
Wow,
like
this
it's
is
like
dumb.
Batman Forever. Like, it, like
Avengers.
I know,
sounds
yeah.
too similar to that.
Avengers Legacy.
So apparently, we're getting a Nomad. This project is focused on bringing back Chris Evans to Marvel Studios.
Yeah, this is the bullshit one I was telling you, George. I don't believe that for shit.
Oh my!
Well, that's how the comic is.
No, but the reason why this is bullshit is because it's a Disney Plus show and you're bringing back 3 major actors. They would never
Yeah.
star in a Disney Plus show.
Scarlett Johansson coming back
Yeah,
Who's the
it's
other
supposed to be. It's supposed to be Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.
in this. Why the fuck would Robbie? Why did we have?
That's what the rumor says. That's what the rumor says.
Exactly.
The project is called Nomad, which again, so it's about Chris Evans going dimension hopping, bringing back the stones. Like, why would you do that as a Disney Plus show?
Oh yeah, that would be kind of fun. Yeah, let's just see Captain America just bring back the story. What is he gonna do? Like fight creatures along the way,
The
or
only cool thing
why
about
the
that
fuck call it Nomad? The whole. Oh my god, I hate when
It doesn't make
use the
it
name
doesn't
of a
make
shit
sense.
of something, right? Just for the fuck of it.
Well, the rumor was that Bucky was supposed to be Nomad. All of a sudden now we're going back to
Well, neither
Steve.
one is Nomad. Jack Monroe
I
is
am
Nomad.
sick of them.
I know.
how they're treating Bucky, man. Like, come on, bro, giving him nothing.
Give Bucky.
Well,
some
the thing
love.
is, I thought the Russo brothers said in Infinity War, Steve was Nomad because he is no longer Captain America.
I guess, but they never actually called him that.
Yeah, they never call him that though. Yeah.
Well, why would they call him that?
I don't know. That's what they said.
Captain America becomes Nomad in the comics after he becomes disillusioned with the United States, and he goes off in a.
It's not said in the movie at all, and
right, but
they're taking from that storyline.
What
But
I was going to say
again, it's not addressed.
Was eventually when the Nomad mantle is passed off to Jack Monroe, Captain America becomes the captain. He just loses the America part and just becomes the captain. RJ said he had to bounce his dog.
Yeah.
He's bouncing off the walls.
Bouncing off the walls.
But the only cool thing about like Steve bringing the stones back would really be like the Red Skull interaction. That'd be the only cool thing. Other than that, it's like it's not really needed.
No.
Unless like some shenanigans happen.
There's always shenanigans.
But just make it a movie then. That seems more movie worthy.
How does he bring the Tesseract back? Because it's already broken. Right? To get the stone out, it's broken.
I don't know.
Just puts it in a box. Like they'll never notice.
Yeah, I know.
The same thing with the orb. Like he has to find a little orb thing.
Comic book logic. I don't know.
Yeah, more like MCU logic.
Yeah, sure.
Freshman year is not canceled. Sources agree with the Cosmic Circus that the final matchup explored leading into the next Avengers film will be pitting Doctor Strange versus Kang.
Huh.
A Scarlet Witch film and Namor special, a Monica Rambeau series are ideas floated to happen after Secret Wars, plus Deadpool 4.
No mention of Captain Marvel 3.
4?
Yeah.
Was Captain Marvel 3 on there? Did we skip over that?
That's the Marvels, right? No,
that's Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah, no mention of Captain Marvel 3. I don't see.
So
Eternals 2, yeah, that's what everybody's,
Eternals 2, baby.
Oh my
Good,
god.
another like 2 hour, 30-minute movie where
Blue Jay's got his he's just like, this shit's boring.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I'm like, this, I don't. We got more topics to talk about too.
We got that one big one. I'm itching. We need to get to that.
All that was I just wanted to know if Ultron was coming back, and you guys were like, let's go down the whole list. That was RJ that put us like, yeah, go down the whole list.
Yeah.
And then RJ dipped.
And then he did.
But I get it. He had to take care of his dog.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Star Wars, total disarray.
Is it?
It's for 6 years. It's been in disarray.
It's been disarray for a decade, George. Let's keep it real. The moment they bought Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars shakeup. Kevin Feige and Patty Jenkins movies shelved.
Canceled.
Looking to star in his own film, exclusive. Why?
Well, okay, wait. Okay, so Kevin Feige and Patty Jenkins are scrapped, but they're still going with the Taika Waititi one.
Star Wars, Love and Thunder.
That's what they like to do. Because who's writing Kevin Feige's Star Wars? Everybody remember?
No, I don't know.
Michael Waldron. So of course they were going to cancel that shit.
What did he do?
Doctor Strange 2.
Doctor Strange 2.
And Loki.
Even and we all know, I mean, I don't hate Doctor Strange, but we know what Lucasfilm likes to do. Anytime a creator gets like a bad movie, they go, "Oh shit, we got to cancel it."
But here's the thing, Doctor Strange 2 is still a lot better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, it's like he got a decent rating, and it almost made $1 billion. So what do you?
Yeah, but we're talking about the writing. We're talking about Taika Waititi's writing it with someone else.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
All right. So apparently, the earliest the film is scheduled to debut in theaters is December 2025, 6 years after Rise of Skywalker. In 2020, they announced that Patty Jenkins would direct the next Star Wars movie, the one-off adventure Rogue Squadron. But in September 2022, Disney pulled the title from its schedule. Patty Jenkins, she got lucky with Wonder Woman.
Not possibly.
It was clear with Wonder Woman 84 that she didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
I don't know if it's clear with Wonder
They
Woman.
took her
I
off
still
the
haven't
leash.
seen that movie.
They said, "Here you go, Patty. You're free to do whatever you want," and then she fucked it all up.
I mean, I would want to see her direct another movie that isn't franchise related, just to see, because again, she doesn't have a lot of movies under her belt.
Yeah, she did like Monster back at like 2003, and like she was
Right.
gonna do Thor: The Dark World, but then they scrapped her out, and then she did Wonder Woman, and then her third film was 84, and I think she
She's
needs
supposed to
like,
do.
just do more like indie films or just low budget films.
About to
Yeah.
next Cleopatra movie too.
Well, she gave that away to that other director. I don't know who she is, but
Well, you said that Michael Waldron was writing the Kevin Feige one, right?
right.
But apparently he's writing Avengers: Secret Wars, so that's why the Kevin Feige thing is.
Well, I know that that's the excuse they'll give, but like we've seen this time in and time out
they're
again with
writing
Lucasfilm.
Secret Wars. Oh no.
They always do this thing where it's like if a movie comes out, and it's same thing with like Ryan Johnson's trilogy. Like, oh, we love Ryan Johnson, but like we won't announce when he's making his trilogy, right? Who else was it? They did the same thing with I'm trying to damn. I mean, there's so many director issues. Josh Trank, but Josh Trank had other issues.
With Josh Trank. Oh god.
Who else we had? I mean, Lord
The
and
Game
Miller.
of Thrones directors.
The Game of Thrones. That's who I'm trying to remember. Right? Yes, because were coming off of season 8, and it was fuck, season 8's bad, and then all of a sudden they're like, fuck, they're off the Star Wars project. It's like you just announced them like 2 years ago. What the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, just. I'm sorry, I keep going on, but like this is what they have to do. Just make a Mandalorian movie and call it a day. Okay, like we get it, right? It's hard to make a Star Wars movie. What do you do after the sequel trilogy? You really can't do much. You can either go back and do the Old Republic. You can maybe adapt a book, right? But who really wants to do that, right? They want to have something new.
Honestly, there's so much
They can't
do in Star Wars, but they've been stuck in this sandbox for so many years. They think that's the only way to go for people who care. That's not true.
See, the other thing is like for ideas post the sequel trilogy. The thing is like because like the sequel trilogy got worse. It's like no one's really interested in what happens afterwards. No one's interested in these characters anymore. And the one character that most people were interested in, Kylo Ren, you killed off.
Well, if they like, I wouldn't mind seeing a Star Wars movie that takes place in the far future. I think that might be interesting. But like, the problem is they're a company. Like, they're going to greenlight things that have brand recognition, right? Like, that's why they're doing The Mandalorian. That's why they're doing all these series, is because there's established characters. They're not just going to make up new shit. There's no way they're going to do that. Like,
why not?
Because they're lazy. They're lazy.
Here's what they need to do, and I agree with Blinded. They're probably not going to do anything that would make sense.
Yeah, they're not.
What they need to do is what we're talking about with the MCU. They need to make movies that take place in the Star Wars universe, right? But they don't necessarily have to connect to anything, right? We don't need the adventures of Lando Calrissian as he humps his way through the galaxy. I don't need to see that, right?
Yeah, we don't need that.
Basically make any kind of movie. You want a Western? You have how many planets you could set this on, and you have a Western in the Star Wars. You want a heist movie? We have fucking casino planets. You can make a heist movie. You want a comedy, a buddy road picture, anything. You
want to make your Lord of the Rings Star Wars with a bunch of Jedi and a bunch of Sith? Do it!
You have so much to play with. It's an entire universe of possibilities. And you're like, no, I'm just going to stick to the Skywalker.
Or they could do like a whole pod racing type sports movie. That would be amazing.
Oh, I would totally watch that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many ideas and possibilities in the Star Wars universe because of all the things that already exist. And they're like, no, we don't want to do any of that.
It's crazy because Rogue One, which has like mostly a new set of characters, to me is like the best Disney Star Wars movie.
I disagree, but I understand why you think that.
But like, no, like it's like that's like the one that I felt like paid off, like because it felt like Star Wars with like a new set of characters compared to the sequel trilogy.
Personally, I like Rogue One and Solo a bit more than the sequel trilogy in terms of the movies.
I like Solo, but like you guys know,
I enjoy Solo.
I like Rogue One, and
I
like
just
Solo.
thought the characters were nothing. But like,
I mean,
I get what you say about that.
I still like Force Awakens. It's just like what we got after Force Awakens was disappointing.
I know. What came after is a bridge that leads to nowhere.
I agree though with DL. The characters in Rogue One did leave me wanting more, and I think that's a good thing though, right? Like I want to know more about their backstory and stuff. They just never paid it off.
Things like Andor, like you can do prequel stuff with them.
You can do prequel stuff definitely, but I mean they're cutting. Yeah, they're even cutting Andor short for whatever reason.
I think personally for me, in terms of like the Disney Star Wars stuff, what they have so far, I like this. Well, in terms of the stuff like the TV shows, I like Rebels the more. I think I'm more into what their animated stuff than the movies. Sometimes I like Rebels. Clone Wars, obviously, season 7 was amazing. I've enjoyed the Bad Batch. Mando. Boba Fett was kind of but Obi-Wan was kind of all over the place. But I think in terms of me, this is my personal opinion. I actually do think their anime stuff is a little bit more interesting than some of the live action stuff. But that's just me.
No, I agree. I agree. The anime stuff has been like the most consistent. It has the most interesting stories. Like, I mean, other than Mandalorian, like they've been almost knocked it out of the park every time. But like the live action stuff, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, this last Mandalorian episode was so fucking boring.
It was
I still haven't watched it. It's
terrible.
We'll see.
Maybe it'll work with the 2 episodes back to back, but just by itself, it was so.
Well, they should have done that 2 episodes back to back when it first premiered, but
that's what they should have done.
Yeah, I guess so.
So are we all in agreement that Kathleen Kennedy needs to go? They need to just.
Oh, she should have been gone.
Yeah, I agree.
I really don't know who. I mean, she is the one greenlighting all this stuff.
Yes.
So she definitely plays some responsibility, but I don't know when they're gonna do this. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, she's gone. She's gonna leave." It's like she's not gonna leave, man. Everybody likes her, man. Like in the industry.
I think they're waiting to see how Indy 5 turns out because gotta remember it wasn't Star Wars where she got her producing like experience from. It was Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think they're waiting to see how that film turns out.
Okay, that's great, but how about the Star Wars stuff? Hello.
Yeah, I think they got to do something. Right, you have Star Wars.
No, you gotta
what are you doing with it? Nothing. It's like,
you gotta do something. But I'm saying if she can't even get like the thing that she's known for producing right, then it's like she's never gonna get Star Wars right.
They should at least come out if they're gonna do this Taika Waititi script, which I think they should get rid of every single script that is in development and just go with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni and just say write a movie script that's with the Mandalorian, that's the character, and just make a movie because I think maybe if they continue doing these seasons with Mandalorian, it may get repetitive. They need to find a way of making this character branch out and do something new. Because I mean, what is the Taika Waititi script going to be about? Like,
I don't know. His version of Spaceballs. I don't know.
Taika Waititi humps his way through the galaxy.
Like we haven't really seen anything serious from him. So it's like, okay, you're gonna do Star Wars. So what's your idea for Star Wars? Like is it just gonna be a dark?
But instead of Hitler, it's gonna be the Palpatine.
Oh my god!
I am the cement.
Or his fifth element, Star Wars universe. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I can totally. Did you mention Spaceballs? I can see a stormtrooper.
I
can see a stormtrooper going, "Where you found shit?"
Shit.
I love Spaceballs. Though. It's a great movie.
Yeah, Spaceballs is great.
No, their biggest fail was firing all these directors constantly. Every single one just firing and leaving, and it just keeps going on and on.
Yeah, Lord and Miller for Solo.
Hold on. This is what Star Wars. This is similar to what DC was having. They get these like a director that is hot from an indie movie or whatever. They hire this guy to come out, like him or her to come on, and then years, months pass, and there haven't been any development. They go bye. This is the same exact like what Star Wars and Lucasfilm and DC have been doing.
Who else is writing the script? They got what's that guy who did he did Prometheus, he did Watchmen. What's that guy?
No, Prometheus.
They got him. They got that guy. They got it. There's so many of these movies. Like they only canceled 2, but there were 7 movies in development.
56K when he says, didn't they hire the people who did the raid and did nothing with them?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. I'm trying. Let me look up all these other projects that they have.
Oh,
they have an old Republic script that is done. They don't want to shoot that for whatever reason.
Why not?
Wait, hold on. You were mentioning the Prometheus. You mean Damon Lindelof?
Yes. He's writing a script.
It's right there on the damn screen.
It's on the screen? Okay, I'm not looking at the screen. Yeah. Does it list the other projects?
Justin Britt Gibson, Counterpoint, were attached in October to write the script for that movie.
Like, did they even hear these pitches before they booted them off? Like, do they even have a vision? Like,
there's no pitch. There's no pitch. There's just hey, you're hot. Go write a script.
Oh, there's the problem. There's the problem right there. What's up, Justin? There's
the problem is like it's Justin pops in.
No. But like, yeah, just like so you don't hear any pitches from these directors. You don't even know what story they're going to do. You just brought them on because they're hot at the time. And then when you're like, this is so idiotic. This is almost like WB and DC. They have no plan. They have no
Sean Levy. Sean Levy has a Star Wars movie that was announced like what a couple months ago.
Why?
Yeah.
What's up, Justin? You want to weigh in on the Kathleen Kennedy should be booted debate?
I think we've been talking about this for the past 5 years, and I think it's a very boring
6 years.
Because she's about to be booted anyways.
People keep saying that and it doesn't happen, so clearly that's not going to happen anytime soon.
No. I mean, like there was an official announcement like a while back. Did you not remember?
There was no official announcement. She is still in charge. She has a contract. There was an
official announcement that she had like more power and like.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay. I don't know. I'm just.
She's in charge until she's not.
Everybody keeps saying that this is the end. This is the end. She's gonna leave. And it's like you guys don't understand. It's like she is well respected in the industry. People want to give her the benefit of doubt. Like, and the thing is, there's probably
that's all I want is a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, she's all these filmmakers and writers leaving. How do you respect that?
You can't. That's why they're having issues. Everybody knows that they don't want to make a Star Wars movie, which is weird because does anybody remember that tweet from a couple of years ago? I want to say 2017, where Taika Waititi said he was never going to make a Star Wars script or movie because Lucasfilm was a hellhole. He said this.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I'm going to make a Star Wars movie.
You know, that's weird.
After
he directed an episode of Mandalorian.
He tweeted that out. It was weird.
He was baiting Lucasfilm. Like, I'm never going to do a script for you. Oh, you want me to do a script? Okay.
I don't know if that was bait because it seemed like he was pretty serious because there was rumors that like developing a Star Wars movie was pretty difficult and no one wanted to do it. And J.J. Abrams didn't want to do it and they kind of forced him to come back. So it's like now everybody's like, oh, fuck, well, what do we do? Well, you have 2 people who want to make a movie. You have 2 people. Go get them to do it. Like, what's wrong? Because they probably have issues. People are right. They probably Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni probably have issues with Kathleen Kennedy. I don't know, but that's what it seems like.
I think what they should do is they should kind of just back off and just let them do what they want to do. Like,
hear a pitch first. Hear a goddamn pitch from these writers.
Like signing something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
See the thing. It doesn't have to be like. It don't have to be like no. In between episode 6 and 7, or it doesn't have to. At least kind of just just make a movie that so happens to be in the Star Wars universe. Just get them to like. I don't know why they were having. See, this is kind of like personally. I would like this as much as I like Solo. I would more than mind seeing what Phil and Chris Miller would had already pitched out. I mean, I like Phil and Chris Miller a lot. It'll be interesting, but it'll be like, oh, it's not Star Wars or whatever. Whatever the fuck did they say? You know, it's like
it was like, and regardless like how we felt about Wonder Woman 84, I was interested in seeing a Rogue Squadron movie. Like that's something different. That's not like necessarily tied to anything before, like different concept. That would have been cool.
I guess to their eyes, I guess to theirs, it's like if it's not a lightsaber, we're done. If it's not a lightsaber, if it's not freaking stormtroopers, if it's not like a Death Star, we're not doing it.
You could tell.
Then why is this a franchise?
Exactly.
Why is this a franchise? No.
And you have, as Blinded said earlier, they had the Old Republic script done that they're refusing to use. What are you doing right now? But like, you don't need lightsabers and Sith for them to make a good Star Wars project.
Right.
I just think that what they need to do is, instead of looking in their own cesspool of, already established people who are boring and have nothing to add to the table, and they're already indoctrinated into this industry, and literally, like as we've seen, a lot of times they have nothing of value to offer. What have they really done?
It's not even just that though. It's the reason why they hire these people is because they can handle a massive production. Star Wars is a big production. Okay, there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, even compared to Marvel, it's way bigger. Like there's so many different
directing.
You can't just hire a newbie. We're not talking about just directing. Like directing
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about. What I would like to clarify is that you need to step out of your own circle of friends and just known people and go. And I mean, like, where did George Lucas start from? He started from fucking nothing. There are some people who are making the circuits of the Sundance Film Festival or whatever film festivals who are ambitious filmmakers who deserve a chance. And hold on, I am not done yet. What I'm trying to say is that you need to look at the bigger picture and instead of just hiring people who, we already know what they do because they worked on a Marvel movie, that clearly doesn't work. Take a shot on someone who is a newer face, deserves a break, and give them the tools that they need to not only just they don't have to direct, but at least have a good script and have a good vision and idea, and be able to write it on paper. And then you can have somebody else like come in and actually direct it, but do it off the script. Like, I think that's a good compromise, especially when the big problem that we have is story. Is that fair to say? Am I missing something?
Yeah, story. Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you. Me pushing back is not disagreeing with you. Don't get that twisted.
No, I just wasn't done with my point. That's all.
Okay, I apologize. But my point that I was trying to say is the reason why that's not going to happen.
No civility around here. Start yelling at each other.
Oh man! But the reason why we can all come up with all these ideas of like what they should do. They know what they should do. The problem is
make a movie.
Getting it's hard to make a movie. It's hard to make a movie that costs $2 million.
But they're not even. They haven't even got the ball rolling.
They haven't got the ball.
$2 million.
Sorry, $200 million. My mistake. But
They're like, we're gonna make a movie. We're like, okay, start, and they just never start.
It's the thing is like, yeah, it makes sense to give someone. You're right. Like, give someone new. And the thing is, like they're so obsessed with making these movies giant bloated budgets. Like, just do a smaller scale story and forget about like all this nonsense, right? Like that's what they were. I still think they have two people sitting right there making the damn show. Like if they make a movie like Jon Favreau, look at all his movies that has come out in the last how many years? Like they've all made like $1 billion. Like yeah, there were Disney remakes, but still. Right, like they know what to do. Just let them make the movie. Like, let them pick any sort of story and do it, because it'll probably be better. It'll probably.
Jon Favreau to make a better movie.
But do they want to do that? That's the thing. Do they want to do that?
I think they have issues with Jon Favreau. I really think they have issues, even though he's making The Mandalorian. There's something not going right, because The Mandalorian's super successful. Why wouldn't you give him a movie?
Well,
because he also wrote all the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't like that show either, but still.
All right. So Super J says, do you think the failed High Republic thing is the reason the Old Republic isn't getting made? Kathleen Kennedy can't handle a legacy story competing against her High Republic baby.
I don't really think that's the case. I think they don't know how would you do an Old Republic movie and market it, because it's not really been introduced in live action. Like, people who play the games and like, they're gonna know, but like, not everybody's played the games, right? As we're finding out with The Last of Us, a lot of people have not played The Last of Us.
Well, I mean, so you would just market it by the story. I've never played the game.
I agree.
Don't know the story of the Old Republic, but I would assume you would just market it by what it is about, right? This is Star Wars.
I mean, if you look at all of the Star Wars movies that we've gotten so far, they all have been connected to the original trilogy in some way or form, right?
Well, what is the Old Republic story? Give me the TLDR.
I couldn't really give you I couldn't. It takes place far, far away from the prequels. Let's just put it that way. It really has, besides basic, yes.
Well, do you just market it that way? Say, we all know the story of the Jedi that single-handedly took down an empire. Well, this is the story of the Jedi.
Well, I wouldn't mind if they just took the game and just made the game into a movie. I mean, they're struggling with the remake of the game.
You can't really make the game into. I hate.
You really can't. You can't, because it's an RPG and it's way too big. But you could pick the main story, the main quest, and just try to like fill in the role.
It's too much. See, there you go. Old Republic is centuries before Luke. It's an epic tale of Jedi versus Sith.
That's like the Cliff Notes. That's like
but you
super,
can just market
super
it like you remember when Luke ended the war between the Jedi and the Sith. Well, this is that war.
So that just sounds so silly.
Yeah, it's Star Wars. Yeah, it's all silly.
You remember this time, right? It's just kind of like when people argued, like, "Oh, we should have Harrison Ford in the Solo movie." Oh, I remember this time. You know, that would have been so cheesy.
They should have had him. They should have had him play like Han Solo's dad.
No,
Han Solo's dad.
No,
in the Solo
not
movie.
Harrison Ford, because we just saw him in The Force Awakens. That wouldn't work.
Yeah, that would not work.
I just think
you'd see him come out of the room. You're like, "Oh shit, it's Solo! It's Han!" And he's like, "Hey, Han!" And you're like, "What?" And he's like talking to.
People will be mad. People will be mad.
Oh man,
people would have hated it.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Maybe they should just create something new. Just make episode 10 and forget about all the things that came before. And
I think they should just forget about episode 10. Just make a movie in the Star Wars universe. How is that so hard?
I mean, you could call it episode 10, but it doesn't mean it has to be like a Skywalker saga.
Yeah,
story.
but I think there's expectation for episode. Like if you call
that's the problem though. That's the problem, Tony. Is they need to get away from that. You could still do those movies, but you need to establish what the future is with this franchise. You going back into the past is just, we've already done that. They've tried to do that's their whole bread and butter of this franchise, is going back to the past and like picking at things and look at this, remember this. They need to get away from that.
Yeah,
it just makes your universe so like small and like
it's not a universe, it's a neighborhood. That's what it is.
It's a neighborhood. You can't really go out of the you can't get out the freaking Tatooine and just suddenly like a couple blocks away. Oh look, there's Coruscant. Oh look at that, there's Dagobah. There's like, oh why? Would you look at that? What is that? The Death Star? Oh shit, come fuck, shoot the whole planet down. Like,
oh
boy. Yeah, the problem is it's boring.
Yeah, I agree.
Boring.
I don't
get it. You know.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing some of these characters, but but we've seen them like. Just like, oh wow, we're meeting Boba Fett. Like, oh, I mean it's cool. I mean, I like him in Mando season 2 and stuff. But I'm like, It's like, are we really like going? We don't need to see them like all the time. It's like
Yeah.
you're like next door to each other.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that's
like,
why I
what's
said-
the point of having these characters in that we recognize? And it's like, oh, we remember this, the dumb fucking member berries. What is the overall purpose of it other than, oh, it's a familiar face?
Right.
There's like even with Rogue One, which is for some reason regarded as the best of the Disney films, I guess by default. I still think it's a piece of shit, but that's
with
just
you.
my opinion. I don't like it. I don't
Mm.
like it. But you had a lot of new faces in there, and none of them are memorable. So the balance is like, hey, let's not have too many characters. Let's do something that Mandalorian season 1 did. A bunch of new characters and was all well
Wasn't that what Andor's
crafted,
doing?
had like a decent story for the most part. Some of it was rough around the edges, but overall, not a bad experience.
They need to find some inspiration somewhere because I know they could do something. I would want to see in the far distant future, like a post-apocalyptic Star Wars movie, and then
Yeah, one.
well, not Mad Max Star Wars. I'm thinking like Zelda, like a Zelda post-apocalypse, where it's like you have someone who's the hero and he's coming back and he has to rediscover the Jedi, and like you have to, like Breath of the Wild, Star Wars Breath of the Wild. And he's got to travel the galaxy, and it's all these different things that happen. Planets have been destroyed, and like I would want to see something like that. That's my pitch for Star Wars. They need to go back and take the Japanese influence, right? Because they did the Seven Samurais. Look at what the manga is doing. And like kind of like borrow a little bit there. Video games, like
So if you want post-apocalyptic,
that's my pitch.
then go Fist of the North Star with that shit.
Mm.
Or I see my pitch would be like a Star Wars, like I said, like a pod racing sports movie. Do you know how a great idea that is? Like,
yes, I would totally watch it. I will totally.
I would watch it. I would watch
I
it.
think that'd be interesting, but not the movie for me because I hate sports movies. Like, oh, it's the underdogs and we win the big game. Blah blah.
I mean, it kind of fits with Star Wars, though. It does fit with Star Wars.
But give it a Star Wars twist. Make it not about the pod racing.
But isn't that all
about the
movies with the
character.
hero? He's the underdog, and then he wins.
It's not all movies, but that is a normal. That's the hero's journey, right?
Yeah.
No, that's a cliche in sports films. It's not about hero's journey. It's about, oh, we're losers and montage of them sucking and then montage of them getting better. And, and then the bullies taunt them and blah, blah, blah. And then it's the big fun. And then they win all the games for some reason, even though they suck. It makes no sense. And then when it comes to the big final game, they win with the scoring touchdown.
Like it's a cliche, but it's a universal story that people can attach to. Like
cliches. Cliches. You can make You can make cliches still work though. It's all about the execution.
Yeah,
and
I think
cliches, and I still hate them.
That's fine. That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
You can make cliche. The thing is, it's hard to distance yourself from a cliche because, like we were saying, it's universal, right? Like there's phrases that will never disappear. It's a cliche, but like you're gonna have to learn that phrase eventually. Someone is, so you have to put a spin on it, right, and figure out a way where it connects to something where people didn't think about it, right? So,
I do harp on the cliches, but
I don't blame you, by the way.
I don't like sports films, so I'm a little biased on that idea. However, there are always exceptions to the rule. There always are, because like I love The Sandlot, and that's not about a sport. That's not about baseball. That is about a simple concept of kids fucking up and having to come up with a weird way to solve it. Like the Babe Ruth baseball, like that MacGuffin. And they're like, oh shit. That's something everyone can relate to.
Lose his lightsaber.
But it's not about baseball is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be about pod racing. It should be about the characters, what they're actually going through, and make it interesting and not having the boring Star Wars delivery. Just like, let's just talk as people, please. Be dynamic, have personality, like something. That's what I'm talking about. It's a low standard, but Maybe I'm just
Right.
bitching and
I mean,
becoming
they
old.
could do
No,
that.
it's okay.
They could.
Yeah, I mean, there's a million things. Like we could sit down and we could all come up with thousands of ideas.
Yeah.
I'm sure we
Yeah.
can,
Hell,
and they know everybody can.
But
But
like
they,
I
they
said,
need to
at least
pick an
Captain
idea
Kennedy.
that works.
they literally can do any genre of movie set in the
Mhm.
Star Wars universe, right? A heist
They
movie
could.
in the Star Wars universe.
A high school movie?
Heist.
Heist,
Oh,
heist.
Heist movie.
They
High
did
school
that.
Star
in
Wars
the
movie.
one.
High School
High
Musical Star
School.
Wars edition.
They could do a high school movie. I mean,
They
why not?
can if they.
Yeah,
They're
like when
desperate.
Even if
high school-
when I watched Andor, this is not spoiling it for people who haven't watched it already, but like the whole prison thing, like they could literally do a Star Wars movie being the prison,
prison
break.
break.
With Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
That would I would totally watch that.
I would
Yeah.
totally.
They could do like a little Anakin series. Little Anakin.
Oh god.
Imagine them doing like a high. So what's
Little
that?
Padawans, like the little
A high-
rascals, but they're all Padawans.
Someone said like a
That's
high school
Skywalker's
Star
too
Wars
many of them.
series. A high school Star Wars
little
series. It'd be like set
Padawan.
in like the academy, Empire Academy,
They could. It'd be like
Mhm.
it would be like Harry Potter meets Star Wars.
teen
You know
angst,
what?
and
You know
all
what?
that
That's
stuff.
the kind of shit that's gonna go straight to Disney Plus,
Mm.
not a movie. Especially
What?
if
Yeah,
it's
I said
centered
series,
around
yeah.
little Padawans, little kids.
Well, they are doing that.
I hate to tell you this, Justin, but they are doing a show about little Padawans.
Yeah.
Huh?
They are doing that.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a
Okay.
cartoon.
Cool. Well, of course it's a cartoon.
Well, not everyone watches the cartoons.
No.
I don't watch them.
That's their fault.
Well,
Yeah,
aren't they doing
yeah.
the Wrecking Crew? Is it the what's the not the
Yeah, Wrecking
Jesus.
Crew.
No, I think it's called
Oh, it-
Skeleton Crew.
It's not the
Oh,
the
Skeleton Crew. Yeah, Skeleton
Yeah,
Crew.
Wrecking Crew's Marvel. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, Jude Law, man.
And you got the Acolyte. Don't forget
Oh,
about
the
that.
Acolyte
Yeah.
I'm excited about. Yeah.
So Star Wars got a lot of stuff coming out, but man,
Is
They
it?
got
Are they?
issues.
they got, I mean, they got
They
one
got
of
severe
Well,
The thing
issues.
is,
No
there's some
movie.
good things with Disney Star Wars, but the thing is, it's like there's so much that's in disarray and unorganized.
Right.
They still got Ahsoka coming out.
Yeah.
Apparently, they said that Thrawn is not going to be in the Mandalorian.
All right, who cares?
Mhm.
Like, if he's not relevant,
Well, they
why
mentioned
put
him
him
in the last season of the.
no,
Was
I
it the
know.
Mandalorian or was it Boba Fett?
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
No, it wasn't at the Book of Boba Fett though.
No, it wasn't.
No.
No.
I don't know, because that one dude in Book of Boba Fett, that Smurf guy, just died, and I was like, oh good. I don't know who he was. I didn't care.
Jermaine Cooper says, "Bring back Darth Sidious."
Yeah,
Darth
they did that.
Sidious.
Darts.
I
Yeah,
think that's a autocorrect.
that,
Good
yeah,
Dad
no,
speak.
that's a Hail Mary.
Mhm.
You mean? Do you mean? Who the fuck was that guy's name? I don't know. Whoever Palpatine was talking about with Anakin.
Darth
Darth
Plagueis.
Plagueis.
Yeah, it's about time. I think that's about the only.
Well, that
thing
would be
they do.
Old Republic.
Mhm. No, but like if you're gonna do an episode 10, there you go.
Bring back Snoke.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
come up
fucked
with
that
a
up.
new villain. I want to see a new villain, I just want to see something new. That's really what I asked for. Completely original.
But
Is it
what
too
is
much
there
to
that they
ask?
could do in Star Wars? That would be. I mean, it's all going to be like.
Much they could do.
No, what I'm
Like
saying,
I
as far as
said,
a
go
villain,
super a villain. I mean, we would have to sit down and just think about
You
it.
would have to. I mean, you would have to fundamentally change what Star Wars is about, right? Like because
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Well, if you have an evil empire, then it's basically the empire, right?
You don't need
Right.
to have it even.
But the thing is, you still have to cater to the title. It's called Star Wars, so there has to be some type of war.
That's what I'm saying. There has to be wars. There has to be two different factions. One of the factions has to be led by the bad guy. The bad guy probably has to be.
You're saying that, but it's like there's other ways a war can go, right? Like
Yeah.
you can have the beginning of the war, the ending of a war, right? A war that's
Cold
I mean,
War.
a Cold War. I mean,
Darth Putin.
Why don't they have a villain that's hunting down Force users? You know, that'd be an interesting story too. Like whether they're Sith or Jedi, like there could be like a cult. There could be like a cult or like a faction or whatever that are hunting down any Force users that are out there. I don't know.
It sounds like a one-off movie, though. It doesn't sound like something that's gonna like be another trilogy.
It needs to be, yeah. They need to find something that's a new trilogy. Maybe it needs to have some mystery, and you need to have the war. You need to keep.
I mean,
the war in Star Wars.
It's gotta last the trilogy. Just don't like rush things. Like don't like just like make these weird decisions out of nowhere in your second movie.
Yeah, while it's a trilogy, make sure that the each movie is able to stand on its own while
also
properly building to the next.
Don't do lazy writing like somehow Palpatine returned like right at the beginning of your movie. Like that was like the most lazy excuse to have the rebels know Palpatine has returned ever. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Somehow, yeah, he returned. Yeah.
I think you know what I think they should have done is that whole backstory before The Force Awakens. Why wasn't that Episode 7?
Backstory to
in between
The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
Oh, the in between story.
The in between story. Yeah.
Why? Because Luke and them all got old, and then they fucked themselves for waiting so long.
Well, they still did a flashback, and he didn't look that old. Like he looked the same. So just do that for the whole movie.
Are you talking about the deep fake stuff?
That wasn't in the movies.
In the movie.
No, he's talking about the flashback where Luke is standing over.
Adam Driver, and then like he becomes evil and stuff. Make that the whole movie, and then you have like Han and Leia getting divorced or whatever, and then they separate. Their inner turmoil.
But first, we got to have the honeymoon on the Star Wars hotel.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Who cares? Like, just do all of that, and then like, no Rey. Rey sucks. That's like the
you can write Rey better. That's a possibility.
No.
That's what you can always.
Listen, you are saying that because you haven't seen it happen before. This is the same bullshit that people want to say when the prequels came out and everybody hated it until the Clone Wars came out and they made it better characters and everyone's like, "Oh, I love the prequels now."
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
You show like Rey's parents kicking her out of the spaceship. Right?
You could have run that character way better.
Well, okay, fine. You can have the scene of Rey getting booted as a little child. Like, cool. I'm like, oh, what's this? Yeah. Like, that could be the opening, and then like you have the whole movie happen, and then you go, and then you have like adult Rey, and then I don't know.
No, you still what we were saying before in the Last Jedi. It should have been like she was traumatized. And she's like, she's almost like the opposite of Luke, where she's more jaded, and then that's why she would accept Kylo Ren's offer because she's like, well, actually, yeah, I don't agree with none of this shit, right? Like my parent, and then you could have one of her parents be a Jedi, and that's why they abandoned her, right? It's like, oh, we don't know what to do with you, right?
And then at the end, she becomes evil.
Take it easy.
Have her become evil.
Well, she could be an anti-hero. You know what I mean? The main character is an anti-hero in Star Wars. And they're a Jedi. That would be different.
Yeah.
I think we've.
She becomes evil. Kylo Ren becomes the hero, and it's like, oh, you're more fucked up than I am. Okay, time to take you out. Skywalker lineage continues.
That would have been a much more interesting like twist.
Yeah,
they could have done more interesting.
Yeah, don't be afraid of having your boring Mary Sue hero become a villain and then get her ass whooped. Finally, be nice.
Also,
my favorite part of that movie, Rise of Skywalker, was when she died. I clapped in the theater.
Also, the whole Kylo Ren, Rey romance just felt so forced, like more forced than Anakin and Padme. Like at least like Anakin and Padme were like friends before like. These weird feelings for each other just came out of nowhere. It's like, is it me?
But that was kind of like you knew that was going to happen anyway. So it was like,
but it's like, is it me or like did Rey start thinking like Kylo Ren could be changed after she saw him shirtless?
Yeah,
like seriously,
you saw how big his lightsaber was.
That's like, the surface level of seeing that, but sure.
She should have been with what's his name, Finn.
Yes,
Finn was 100%. More interesting. Why didn't they make him a Jedi?
They wasted that was wasted potential
because of China.
Oh no,
China.
Fuck them. Who cares? Make your movie.
I agree, but I'm just saying that's what it was. That's what it really
Yeah,
came down
and
to.
that was such a bullshit thing, and I hate that. I hate it so much that they decided to change the story in the poster to, it's fucked up. It really is.
So
Listen, I'll write the script. I'll write the script for you, Kathleen Kennedy. I'll do this shit.
Blind is writing the script, and we all agree that Star Wars is a lost cause. So let's move on.
Movies, at least.
Not a lost cause. Not a lost cause.
At this point, it is, but yeah,
that's what you think.
Yeah, you know what?
We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen anything.
You know what?
I'm gonna agree with Justin.
Prove it to me.
Y'all are some doom and gloom. I swear to God.
I am.
You're sounding like Donovan Martin in the chat.
Doom and gloom. Let's
doom and gloom.
We got lots more to cover.
And I'm also kind of a bit of a prick when it comes to this.
No,
that's okay. It's okay, Justin.
Right. So Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. It's got its early reviews, and I'm hearing
all negative.
All good.
Take this with a grain of salt.
The movie podcast host AJ Jetset describes Shazam 2 as exhilarating and superpowered fun. Shazam Fury of the Gods is exhilarating. David F. Sandberg whips up a captivating and truly funny story that can be celebrated with the whole family. Rachel Zegler, Jack Dylan Grazer, and Jaimin Hussein are standing.
Who is this by?
Whatever.
Who's saying this?
The movie podcast host AJ Jetset.
Shill.
Yeah, no, I keep telling people anytime there's social media reaction to any movie, take it with a grain of salt.
Cinema.
We can get into why, but yeah.
Eric Eisenberg said,
yeah.
Shazam,
They want to
Fury of the
interview them. That's why.
Yeah. Shazam Fury of the Gods is a super fun and worthy sequel. Not a game-changing comic book movie, but it wins you over with its character and energy. Has some real surprises and a knowing sensibility that suits it well. Plus some creative and exciting monster action.
Right. Oh, is this another praise?
They're all praise. They're not going to post any not praise.
Why not?
Variety's Courtney Howard said, Shazam Fury of the Gods, Shazam movie is a superpowered sequel that packs a punch. A super solid, super fun, and super smart blend of hilarity, heart, and heroics. Ramps up the action and irreverence to a delightful degree. Helen Moran, Lucy Liu, and Rachel Zegler are MVPs. Love the Dragon. I mean, it's just all praise. Movie podcast says it's great. Black Girl Nerd, Jamie Brodez.
Black Girl.
What's her name? Black Girl Nerd.
No, that's the website. Black Girl Nerds.
Oh, okay.
Shazam continues to lean into its silliness and immaturity in the sequel, which tells us this franchise will remain to keep these films funny, light, and slapstickish. The sequel comes with more action, compelling villains, and a complicated anti-hero. Ooh. Who the hell's an anti-hero in this movie?
The anti-hero.
Is that Dwayne Johnson? Is he going to be in it? Black Adam? Black Adam's in it? DC studio head James Gunn even chimed in with his own review.
Oh, of course he's never going to say anything bad.
He says, I love it. It's a complete blast. Zachary Levi and David F. Sandberg and Rachel Zegler, the whole crew killed it. Geeks of Colors, Matt Fernandez.
By the way, James Gunn saying that, and then right after he said, "You're all fired."
By the way,
oh man.
Matt Fernandez says, lots of folks know that Shazam is my second favorite superhero, and I'm a huge fan of the first film. I recently got to see Shazam Fury of the God, and well, an electrifyingly entertaining adventure. Wow. For someone whose favorite film is Shazam, and it's his second favorite superhero, it was sure like a really short, one-sentence description of the movie. So, I mean, everybody's saying good things, but you think that it's disingenuous?
Well, the reason why I say this stuff, I mean, the movie could be good. I mean, but these social media reactions are usually positive because they're trying to get into the promotional material, right? They put a lot of these Twitter comments on, TV spots and trailers and posters and banners. So I always say take this with a grain of salt because people will always say the most flamboyant words and crazy shit so they can pick.
So we should make
their
a post
quote.
then? Even though we
Yeah.
didn't see it, we should just make a post like
I mean,
Blinded says it's the greatest superhero movie ever.
I mean, I doubt they know
that.
they know these people, right? Like they gave them early access, right? That's why.
Justin, if you put Shazam: Fury of the Gods is a movie on Twitter again, that's
Oh yeah, he did that one time.
Do it, Justin.
It's a movie.
Which movie did you do that again? I forget.
Black
Because that
Adam.
was hilarious. Black Adam, yeah, they blew up. Yeah. He should do that. He should do that right now.
Shazam: Fury of the Gods
Do it, Justin.
is a movie.
Oh man.
So is anybody now excited for Black Adam for
Black Adam.
Shazam
Oh, man.
after you hear this?
I mean, I've been excited for Shazam. I mean, this seems like the reviews that I kind of expected. I did really enjoy the first film, so I'm not really expecting this to be like one of the best comic book films out there. I'm not expecting it to like blow my socks off, but like if it is, it's a fun, entertaining time, and the character stuff's really good, then that I'll be satisfied. You know.
I agree with DL. I mean, but here's the thing: even if this movie does land up getting very good reviews or like a similar response like the first Shazam film, it's still not going to make a lot of money.
Unfortunately,
like that's the unfortunate thing. Even if this turns out to be like even better than what these reviews are suggesting or just as good, it's not going to make a lot of money, and that's unfortunate because what sounds like could be an underrated franchise is not getting the amount of attention that it probably should have gotten. And that's also on Warner Brothers for not marketing these films well.
Yeah, I still
and
haven't
keep
seen the
releasing
first
it. Oh, you need to. It's pretty good.
That's what everyone says, but it was never anything appealing. It's just like, it's like Shazam.
Okay, that's what they said about Guardians of the Galaxy.
The first Shazam movie?
I'm not a DC fan, right? I'm a Marvel fan. I know the Guardians. I know the characters.
All right, guys. I just posted my review. It's excellent.
Oh, did you? No, I'm gonna go like this shit. Hold on.
Is that what he was doing?
That's what he was doing. Hold on. Let's see this. There we go. I see it. It's not only a movie; it's a superhero movie.
Retweet.
Show it. Show it, Jody.
I'll get it. Hold on.
It's not only a movie.
Go ahead, DL.
I gotta like it. Retweet this.
Movie.
Yeah, I'll do the honors.
What?
Read my excellent tweet. That is
okay. When he pulls it up, I will. Okay, Shazam: Fury of the Gods is not only a movie; it's a superhero movie.
Yep.
He had a thumbs up from Caden already. Look at that. He was on top of this.
He's like cool.
Caden was just like waiting.
He's been stalking.
Yeah, I know you love these tweets.
I don't. I honestly I hate them, but it's funny at the same time. Like you
God.
absolute troll.
Thank you, everyone who's retweeting it. Please continue doing it.
Oh my God!
We need to blow it up.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I retweeted it.
Should I promote it?
Oh man!
Oh God! Is this going to be a running? Is this going to be a running thing for the rest of the DC movies coming out? And be like, The Flash is a movie.
It's a movie.
Go watch it.
It runs.
The Flash is a Batman movie.
He ain't wrong.
Damn.
Aquaman 2 is an Aqua movie. I don't fucking know.
Oh my God.
It's a wet movie.
Aquaman made me
It's a movie that makes you wet. Yeah.
That makes you wet.
What about Blue Beetle, Justin? What are you gonna say for Blue Beetle?
About who? Blue Beetle?
Yeah.
It's a movie about an illegal alien.
Made me very blue.
No. Oh no! Oh no! No!
Oh
no! No!
Blue Beetle is a Cobra Kai movie. I don't know.
No, man.
The spiritual successor to Cobra Kai after it comes out.
The Shazam 2 early reviews are good. We all probably in agreement that these people just want access. They want to be on the poster. They want to get their
here's
tweet
the thing,
highlighted.
Those are just the ones that were highlighted. I wonder if there are negative reviews. Like, here's the thing.
There is.
Movie critic died when Roger Ebert died. All honesty and integrity is now dead with the film critic. You need
the
to
popular
have
ones,
a
at
balance
least.
of good and bad and just honesty. No shillness, no like hobnobbing. You can, like, if you have a good relationship with some of the some of the filmmakers, great, fantastic.
You shouldn't review the movie then.
Yeah, well, no. You should, but don't let that hold you back. Just say like, hey, look, man, I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest. That's just how it is. I'm gonna do my job. That's
if I was talking to them, yeah, I would agree with that. But like in public,
that sounds great. It sounds great on paper. In a perfect world, it would work out.
Well, yeah,
we all know that this isn't a perfect world, and the moment that you don't toe the line, someone else will, and they'll take your spot, and you'll be gone.
Well, here's the thing. I think Jeremy Johns is. I pretty much. I mean, I don't agree all the time, but I know that he's actually honest. When he gives a review. No, you disagree?
No.
I don't know who that is.
I agree.
To be honest with you,
Jeremy Johns.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know.
You guys are fucking kidding me. None of
you.
I
know
who he is.
Yeah. Tony's the only one who doesn't.
I have no fucking clue who you're talking about.
I remember I discovered Jeremy Johns through his Transformers Revenge of the Fallen review back in the day.
Justin might not be aware of this, but I've said this several times. I don't follow other people who review things or cover things that I cover just because I never want to accidentally have their opinion be my opinion.
Fair.
Or to be accused of sharing. Yes, see, when I did my Cocaine Bear review, I watched other reviews afterwards. That's when I watch them. Once I do mine, then I'll watch others.
Yeah, sometimes I do, but like a lot of times, like I just avoid it altogether because there's like certain mannerisms, certain things, phrases that people say, right? They stick in your head, and then you end up getting accused of, oh, you copied from that guy, or your review's like that guy's style. It's like, no, it's not, because I don't know who that is, right?
That must be incredibly hard to do. I don't know. I don't even know how you do.
Yeah, though I feel like even when I watch reviews from other people, like when I end up watching a movie for myself, most of the time I still end up having a different opinion than other people, or I'm able to convey like my criticisms in a different way still. Like whether or not I watch some people's reviews beforehand or not, because you know how my takes are.
Yeah, they out there.
Yep, they are out there.
Nah. Maybe on the Rise of Skywalker, but
I mean, yeah, that's probably the craziest one that people say.
I think that might be your craziest take. That's the hottest take I've.
Did you think it was the best one of the series or something?
No, the fourth. No, I just said I liked it.
Yeah.
Just like
I've heard crazier.
Yeah,
takes.
I know.
You like it?
I'm sorry, Dia.
I liked it. Like I'm not even saying it's a good movie. I just said I enjoyed it. And people want to. People like
Well, I'm not in that camp. I'm just like confused because like I'm like I got no enjoyment out of that movie.
The craziest take I heard last year was like Thor: Love and Thunder was the best Marvel movie.
What?
Okay. Oh, see.
That actually might have come from Tony.
Take I heard. Like,
Tony might have said that.
No, I didn't say that. No,
I think it was crazy.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I like it, but it's not the greatest.
I don't know how you can like that movie.
That was Crazy Joe that I think said that.
That was a movie that I wanted to get out of the theater because it was so bad being in the theater and it was packed and no one was laughing.
I didn't see it in the theater. That's probably why.
It was like watching someone die on screen. That's how bad it was. It was like everybody was just quiet. They were like, "Oh shit, what the fuck are we watching?" It was really weird experience.
When we watched Jarbo's movie and we were like riffing on it the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how it was when we were watching Love and Thunder.
No, that might have been better.
Like thinking about Jarbo's movie, I really just want to shave the beard off that one guy.
Speaking of Jarbo's movie, where were you, Justin?
You didn't tell me
Yeah.
about it.
I posted it in the DM group.
It was in the DM
Nobody
group.
called me. I didn't know. Now I
Poor
want to
Justin.
watch
Oh
it.
man,
We-
you
we
should
sat-
watch it.
We watched Jarbo's movie. We riffed on it for an hour and a half. This
Was he
Friday,
there?
Justin, it's my birthday. This Friday, and we're gonna watch 2 movies, and we're gonna riff on them the whole time. You
What-
are
which one?
invited.
That would be wonderful if I was available.
Oh,
You're not gonna
Rip.
be all day Friday?
Yeah. Well, are you doing it in the morning or
No, at night.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh
I
man,
wish.
Well, that's
we need to
probably
get
why you-
Justin on one of these
on Friday.
riffs. Yeah, 'cause it's
will at some
hilarious.
point. I will at some point.
It was a good time.
Hmm.
And then we had a behind the scenes with the director.
You had a what?
We talked to Jarbo about the movie afterward.
Hmm.
And
That was it.
Gave us some
Wow.
insights. It was interesting.
we tried pushing a new hashtag movement.
yes.
And it might happen.
Restore the Jarboverse.
Okay, so what was the consensus on the movie? Was it actually like decent?
No.
It was shit. It's pretty bad.
Does he acknowledge that it could have been better? Like
Yeah.
self-aware?
Yes,
He's
Okay. All right then.
he has an interesting idea for a possible sequel. So yeah,
That
But
would be
basically-
good, or
that would it's. I mean, on paper it sounds good. We don't know if it'll be executed well, but
it just depends. You need to first off get a crew of people that will want to work with him,
mhm.
and like,
well, he
not
wants to
that
do
he's
found footage movies, so
Oh,
it could be a little bit
gotcha.
easier.
okay.
Well, we'll make it interesting if he casts RJ and Saggy.
Oh man,
All right. So
The only kind of
Speaking-
movie that would work with like us in it would be like that one movie where like they're all in a group chat on Skype and then everyone dies.
Oh,
I kind of would
God
like to
damn,
do
another
that.
one?
That would be a lot of fun, but like with us and just to do it just for our own.
a StreamYard movie.
This,
with
a
the
str-
chat.
oh no
No one has done that.
StreamYard.
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 they log in, but they never log out.
hello. Would you like
Ima-
do you like scary movies?
Imagine a movie that was like being live streamed and the viewers were part of the movie. I'm gonna have to trademark that idea.
Didn't they say that they were doing that with not to get off topic, but with
It's my
Resident
idea
Evil?
now. It's my idea now. I claim the
no,
idea.
we covered
Mine's
this
already
when
submitted
we
to
were
the
talking about.
WGA. All hands are off.
Are they? I don't remember that story.
Yeah. It wasn't a movie though. It was a game. It was like it was going to be live streamed, and you take part in the game as it's going. It was like something really weird. We were making fun out of it.
Oh, I don't think Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I don't think it
When
was
they had that
Resident
big
Evil.
Capcom thing where they had like 3 different Resident Evil projects they were showing off.
No. That might be Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, that's what I meant.
Yeah. That's totally different.
Resident Evil, Silent. It's horror.
Like
No,
imagine
no.
imagine if you live streamed this
What do you
movie
mean, no?
and you were doing it all in real time.
Resident Evil and Silent Hill, those are totally different. I mean, yeah, they're
That's
survival
boring.
horror, but
Yeah.
the story is not the same. If you played Silent Hill
We're
and
not talking about
Resident
the
Evil,
story. We're just talking about the basic fact that it's like a survival horror game. That's it.
then yeah, but I don't think that's what they were referring to.
All right. This is
Why
from
are you
Joe Blow.
reviving RoboCop? Why?
Poltergeist, RoboCop revivals are top priority at Amazon after MGM acquisition. So basically, Jeff Schneider
Amazon.
revealed 6 MGM properties that Amazon is most interested in doing something with. These are their top priorities: Stargate, Thomas Crown Affair, Legally Blonde, Rocky, Poltergeist, and RoboCop.
Well, you're already doing it with Creed, so come on.
No, but I think they mean Rocky as in like Rocky, actual Rocky, not like
No
spin-offs.
more Rockies, please. Creed.
Yeah. Well, I don't even understand why would you do a Rocky movie?
They
Is
could
it
do a reboot or a remake.
But you have Creed still going. Okay. All right.
Isn't a franchise doing something like that? Where they have like a reboot and then they have the sequel? Or is that a video game?
I don't know.
Well, actually, no. Resident Evil is doing that.
Oh, brother.
Well,
With all their
here's the
reboots
thing.
and sequels.
It was literally right on my screen. I see. I'm like, yeah, Resident Evil, the remakes, and then you have the new games.
And then
So,
welcome to
currently.
Reboot City.
Well, here's the
It's
The
thing.
safe says
remakes are
Rocky-
good. I don't
Rocky
know if
been
you
the
played
best
them.
franchise that didn't do a full reboot. DCU should learn a thing or two from Rocky.
No,
Yeah,
they
probably
can't.
should. Well, I know, like in the past, like before Sylvester Stallone had the fallout with one of the Rocky producers, like Stallone was saying how he wanted to do a Rocky prequel, like TV show. Like, could you imagine if they like do that, like while all this is going down, like and like Stallone gets all pissy about it?
Oh, if they do a Rocky
Yeah.
prequel without him, he'd definitely be mad.
Yeah.
But I mean, knowing a little bit more of why he's mad, it just seems kind of like, what was he expecting?
He's greedy. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, actually, it seems like he's broke. That's what it seems like.
Yo,
I'm not
Rocky-
making
the
fun of
plot
that, but
Rocky
that's what it
5
seems
is
like.
happening
I
in real
mean-
life.
How's he broke right now?
Did you see that he's trying to do like a Kardashians with his family?
Is he?
Like the Salon? Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
And I think his ex-wife said something about how he spends all his money and shit, and he was denying it. I was
Wasn't that
oh,
like
man.
Johnny Depp? Did they claim the same thing about him though? Like that he was
Wait,
like,
who the hell are we talking about?
Sylvester Stallone? Yeah.
Holy, you know what? These are
Just
all
look
the
it up.
decisions-
I'm not.
You know what? He's
Definitely.
making the same decisions that Rocky made in all his films.
Mm.
Like, good lord, he
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
Rocky in real life.
Yeah.
Like at
I
this
love
point, he has a
Stallone, but
robot
good
that's
lord.
serving him or something in his house.
I mean, what's next?
No,
Is he gonna
man.
get the? Is he gonna get the robot from Rocky 4?
That's what I'm talking
No.
about. He probably has one, like
Happy
already.
birthday, Sylvester!
Oh God. Oh. God.
I think that's called social media in the internet, and I don't know what is it, Alexa or something, or Siri.
Mm.
They just wish him happy birthday. That's the robot. I don't know.
Oh
Could be
God,
like-
that actually makes sense because this is Amazon.
Hmm.
Oh God, Amazon. It's all connected. Fuck.
It's all connected.
Okay. What is this article about?
Yeah, we're waiting for Johnny.
Amazon and MGM. like-
Amazon wanting to revive 6 series at
Yeah, there's something about Spielberg.
yeah
Bringing
because
Poltergeist
Spielberg
back?
they want to revive Poltergeist, and they said one of the problems might be because Spielberg would likely need to be involved since he co-wrote the original film and was very hands-on producer on it.
Ghost
Yeah, but
directed
didn't they
the
have
movie
like
too.
two more that he had nothing to do with?
I think so.
And then
They
the
even
nothing's gonna
reboot.
stop him.
the remake, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of want to forget those other Poltergeist movies, don't we?
I think I
Yes.
want to forget all three.
Mhm.
I'm kidding. I haven't seen the first one.
What was the Thomas
What?
Crown Affair that big of a movie that it's like that's one of their top priorities?
What the hell is that? The Thomas Crown Affair?
It's like a
Yeah.
spy
Yeah,
thriller, I think.
Yeah.
Probably because there's the Tom Clancy movies are kind of and shows are popping off. So they're probably
Okay,
like, oh, let's
what is
do
so
that.
exciting about Tom Clancy exactly? I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
Thank
None of
you.
those-
Have you guys played some
Yeah,
of
no,
the games?
It's not about the games. It's the movies.
Oh, because of the
The-
books, Justin. The books. His books,
Yeah,
that are spy thrillers that are bestsellers.
Yeah,
There's a lot
okay.
of them. Hold on.
I don't know, man. It's just like maybe it's just me. Maybe that's not my cup of tea. But I don't even like. I'm not even that big
Well-
on James Bond. Like,
Well,
it's
Super
not my
J
cup of
says
tea.
it's a great heist movie. Apparently, Thomas Crown Affair is a heist movie.
Hmm.
I've only seen like a couple of those. One was called The Heist, Tower Heist. That was good.
Oh God.
I like that one.
Same thing with Legally Blonde. Like, yeah, that
Well,
was a good movie,
Why
but
would
like,
you want to remake that?
Because
they don't want to remake it. They
brand.
said they're going to make a third one. Reese Witherspoon is on
Right.
board to come back for a Legally Blonde 3.
Okay, cool. Will it be good?
Probably not.
It's my question. That's all I want to know.
She's way too old. Like the whole point of
Who
it
cares
was
if
like
she's too old?
That might be the whole point of the movie, Tony.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
she's-
but I'm saying like the comedy of the first Legally Blonde is that she's like a ditzy high school kid going into college that decides one day she wants to be a lawyer now, right?
And so
That's
now
what-
you have it where she's old and she still thinks like that. I'm sure that.
Yeah,
That's
but by the
what
second,
it would
if you
be.
watch the franchise, the second movie, she becomes more normal and less ditzy, and she's competent. So I don't like the third movie would just be like, we're gonna rehash the first with her daughter.
Let's not do that.
I don't know about
Let's
that.
have her. Let's have her instead, like really know what she's doing, and like I don't know, gets like a murderer off.
That was the second movie.
Was
That
it the
was
second
different.
movie?
The first movie, she gets the murderer off, doesn't she? Because they think that the lady murdered her husband, and then she proves that she didn't.
No, but
Because-
like this time, the guy actually did it. And
She defends OJ. Got it.
Yes, thank you. I didn't want to have to say it. She defends like an OJ kind of person, and it could be like a celebrity that's like a joke or something,
Mhm.
and then actually gets them off, and then she has to be like, "Oh shit," and then proves, "Wait, no, what I said was completely wrong," and has to face comes to terms with her consequences after another person is brutally murdered.
I mean, like this comment, like I understand that, but wouldn't that be a comedy selling point? Like she's not cute anymore.
What's her
and
name's in the
that's-
movie as that? The other chick, the Stifler's mom. What the hell's her name?
Oh, Jennifer Coolidge,
Yeah, she's in the movie as like
MILF.
the older ditzy lady. That's like,
MILF,
yeah.
still
So
a
then,
MILF.
like, she's gonna become the Jennifer Coolidge character in the Legally Blonde 3.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be about her being ditzy as much as her owning up to her mistakes. I guess is what I was saying.
Mhm.
I don't know, and maybe you guys have some issues with that. Like, please tear this idea apart.
No, it's a fine. I think just for this franchise, it's like again, why it's just
It's a reach. It's
just
definitely
like-
a reach.
it's just a stupid like thing about like this was like a ditzy Reese Witherspoon movie. Like it'd be like making a new Clueless. Like let's make a Clueless sequel. Like why?
I think they were going to do that.
They made a TV series.
No, okay.
Oh, look how that turned out.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
like
was so bad that the main star didn't even want to be in it.
if it has a brand name, they're probably going to bring it back. Like if it's a reboot, a sequel. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like people don't go and see original stuff.
RoboCop, on the other hand, they definitely
And
need
it
to
prevents
do like,
No.
new franchises from getting created.
Right.
You don't want to see a new RoboCop in Ohio
Not really.
In Ohio,
Why?
because that's the new Detroit.
Detroit is still around. Thank you very much.
Not for long.
Hey, watch it.
Oh,
What can you really
oh,
do with RoboCop?
Are you
I
from
don't
Detroit?
Yes, I'm from Detroit.
He could start
Oh.
shooting.
No.
Like,
All right. Well,
no,
I'm
never
from
mind.
Ohio. Now I understand why we have beef.
Mhm. Forever will.
No,
Just adds a whole other layer to our.
no, man.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
RoboCop could work for the president and then, instead of like a corporation.
Mm,
Then he could shoot people on January 6th.
no.
Okay. Are they gonna do it in Detroit? That'd be nice.
Oh wow!
Oh man.
No, I'm sorry. That was a low blow.
I mean, I don't really know. RoboCop was always good. I didn't like the remake or whatever you want to call it.
I thought
Yeah,
it
I
was
love
okay.
the original
It was okay.
RoboCop.
Yeah, the originals.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so that top headline right there is what we were talking about earlier. Scream 6 final trailer is packed with rave reviews. That's exactly what we were talking about with Shazam.
Hmm.
The actual trailer was? I haven't seen it yet, but like they just showed all the reviews. Man,
I don't
I
know.
should have got on board with that. I was this close to doing it.
Hey, Scream 6 comes out this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it in 2 days, baby.
Can't wait to see it on Saturday.
Well, it's not even
Spoiled.
reviews. It's like bits of reviews, right?
Yeah, just like it's just quotes for the trailer.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Oh, shit. I want to know if that's actually like the case. Yeah.
Razor Sharp Game Changer. That's from Megan something from Bloody Disgusting.
Okay. We've all seen that.
Damn it! It's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to close this stupid thing at the bottom. Fuck.
There's RJ's girl.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She said hi to him earlier.
Was that actually Photoshop or was that real?
No, it wasn't photoshopped. It was literally in my DMs.
But why did she say hi, RJ? Was that
'Cause
like
I texted her last night. I
Holy
said, hey, my buddy RJ is a huge fan of yours.
It's heart pounding.
and she
Suspense.
thought you were
Suspense.
RJ?
So you gotta look at it.
4
stars.
Okay. Are they going to review the rest of it? Okay. This is why,
is why
you go
you
to
got
the movies.
I still haven't seen any
What?
of the streams past 2. Did we get copyright?
Do we get another one? The scariest scream yet. I don't know who these are by. Fresh.
They say
Daily
Heather
Dead. A
Wixon,
lot of them are
Daily
Daily
Dead.
Dead.
I've never heard of the Daily Dead.
That's what I'm saying. If we make fake Shazam reviews, right? We just go on Twitter and like, hey, this is the fucking daily superhero.
I'm gonna do that with every blockbuster that comes out. Every like big movie. I'm just like, this is the movie of the year.
The
It's gotta
movie
be-
of the year. This is why movies exist.
Yeah, this is yeah, like this is. It's
But you need to come up with
This
the.
is one of the
movie.
This is one of the
What?
Did it just say that? Hold on. What?
Wait,
Hold
we
on.
wanted it. We
What?
wanted it.
Hold on.
It's not a perfect
A
movie.
perfect
Not a movie.
movie?
A
Oh,
perfect,
perfect.
movie.
Wait, who said that? Who said that? Bleeding
Bleeding
Cook.
Oh, I thought it said bleeding cock.
No, bleeding
Oh,
cool. No, that's bleeding cool.
It does look like Bleeding Cock on this screen.
No, it's bleeding cool. Who said that? This
Aiden
is a perfect movie. Even without Sidney Prescott, it's a perfect movie.
That's
in the movie.
impossible.
No, she's not.
I thought
No,
I
Nev
saw it.
Campbell's not in it.
Aiden
It-
Juvette. Aiden
Did any-
Juvette.
Who saw Scream 5? I'm curious.
I
Like,
did.
I did.
What was your thoughts on the movie? Because I'm like, I want to watch it, but I kind of don't want to watch it.
It's
Watch
actually
it?
pretty good. This is pretty good.
Go ahead,
it's
everyone
actually-
else. I'll...
Yeah, it was actually very good compared to like the last couple Scream films that came before it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the second worst of them, but they're all great movies. But this one is just above Scream 3 and nothing else. What ruined it for me was the kill reveals. They were very weak, very dumb, predictable, stupid, but the movie itself has balls. I have a love-hate relationship with it. But I don't think it's bad.
It took a
Right.
swipe at Ryan Johnson.
Yeah. Yes, that helped.
Is
But
it because
also-
of Knives Out? Is it because of Knives Out?
Yeah, that was
Whoa.
mentioned
Right. Okay.
directly.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Well,
are we
basically-
excited for these movies?
I am.
Poltergeist, Thomas Crown, Legally Blonde.
Oh,
God,
my
not
hell
those.
no.
No,
Okay.
not those. Scream 6 and Shazam. I'm excited for.
I think we figured out why Jason Momoa was so excited.
Why?
Stargate.
What the fuck is Stargate?
You don't know what Stargate is? Oh my god!
He's a casual, so you know. You gotta
No, I
It's
just
a sci-fi series about a gate that leads to the stars.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It literally is.
It sounds like the stupidest thing ever, and I'm not watching it.
Kurt Russell
Damn.
starred in the original movie?
I don't care. That's only because he couldn't get into Star Wars.
Probably.
Damn.
I know. I'm sorry, but like after watching Star Wars, what other like sci-fi like kind of movie that isn't the or series that isn't the Orville is actually like how do I even compare after watching that? That's your first impression of like science fiction and things that involve space is Star Wars. What else is gonna top that?
Stargate.
No, I don't agree.
Look at that. They had Jason Momoa.
Okay, he looks like a member of Korn.
This is his pre-Lobo look.
That
This is
looks
before
like bad computer animation in a video game.
It's a real person.
It's his real head. This is him. This is really Jason.
Oh my
This is his
God.
audition for
He-
Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, he has dreads, so
Yeah.
that might explain it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Uncanny Valley on the dreads, but yeah, that's
I don't like the dreads.
It looks weird on him. I don't know what's going on.
I don't like dreads in general.
What about Judge Dreads?
No.
All right, we're at the last topic, and this is a doozy.
Oh
It's too
my
bad
God.
RJ's gone because RJ was involved in this. James Gunn shutting down rumors.
He shuts down rumors that Shazam is a good movie.
No. So Fandom Wire wrote an article, and as you can see, the tweet was deleted by the tweet author. What was it that really pissed off James Gunn? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to stop sharing that. We're going to go back to the Reddit. So this was the article. Honestly, I could give a fuck. Dave Bautista rejects joining James Gunn's DCU as Bane possibility. If you click the link, that is no longer the title of the article because the article is now titled Dave Bautista says he wouldn't join James Gunn's DCU as Bane possibility after his final movie in MCU.
Okay.
Can we see the article?
Yeah, we'll get to the article, but we're gonna
I
go
want to
back.
see like the headline to it.
That was the headline. I just read you the headline.
Yeah, you read it to me, but okay. All right, cool. Gotcha.
We'll show it again, Justin. Don't worry.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
Because he says, here's the Dave Bautista quote from which they extrapolated this headline. Honestly, I couldn't give a fuck about being a movie star. I don't care about the spotlight. I don't care about fame. Really, at Fandom Wire. So after he tweeted that,
oh my God,
they went ahead and deleted it. Hey, your buddy Andy's in there.
All right, where's RJ in this?
Oh, he's in there somewhere. Because someone was basically telling him to stop sucking James Gunn's cock.
Did James Gunn reply?
I believe so.
Really? Usually his are on the top if he replies.
Scroll through.
More Scream stuff?
Yeah, it's an ad.
Oh.
It's promoted.
Oh, good.
You know, I don't got that Twitter blue like the rest of you. I ain't fancy. I don't get the...
No one else has Twitter blue, Tony.
Yeah, I don't. Definitely
No one
not.
wants to pay for Twitter blue.
No.
It's literally a waste of money.
It is. Totally.
It's completely a waste. I would get it, but I don't have it.
Now I have to... Hold on, wait. Justin does have it. That's why he's acting that way.
Yes.
Like you couldn't tell earlier from the... honestly, I wish
No,
I was
I never
grandfathered
noticed
in,
it.
but I couldn't. They would not let me, no matter
All right,
what
so
I did.
This is Riley Johnson. He says, hey, at James Gunn, I run the business and creative side of Fandom Wire. Sincerest apologies for that article. Try my best to cross-check everything, and sometimes stuff slips through the cracks. It should not have been published like that. I appreciate you correcting the matter. I'm a big fan.
How does... What?
Always happy to correct anything we get wrong. Just DM me, and I'll personally correct it myself. Yes.
Like you couldn't do that already.
This is basically give me insider information so then I can make another article.
Please slide into my DMs, bro.
But what does the original post have to do with the DC universe? Doesn't he say I don't want to be a movie star? Like, or is he replying?
This is the actual quote. Honestly, I could give a fuck about being a movie star. That's the actual quote.
Like, what do you?
What the headline was?
Yeah.
The headline says, honestly, I could give a fuck. Dave Bautista rejects joining James Gunn's DCU.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. So the original quote has nothing to do with
nothing. That's why James Gunn's pissed. That's why he's like, what the fuck? You're basically twisting what he said.
And so this guy's response is, oh, that wasn't our intention. The article should have never been made because there's like you're grasping at straws, like you're connecting two things that are unrelated. Yeah, like I hate fucking comments like that.
What he was really saying was, yeah, I know I screwed up, but if you DM me information, and I'll make sure to write articles about it and make money.
Well,
if I was James Gunn, I would have told him to fuck off. That's what I would have told him. Fuck off.
Fuck off, and then we're gonna write negative reviews of all of your movies.
Well, no, everybody saw like you fucking. I'm gonna put you on blast because You made up some bullshit, and now you're like, I'm sorry, give me access. Like, come on, that's pathetic.
If he didn't have that last line, it would be acceptable.
The response?
Yeah, in the response.
Maybe, I don't know. I guess, yeah, maybe you're right, but still, it just comes off like pathetic. Like, oh, I'm only now realizing I messed up.
Yeah, you could have just made it simple, just like, and why did you have to tag him? You already replied to him. He's already tagged.
Mm-hmm.
He's not good at the Twitters.
Dude, just
but
reply.
Don't worry.
Just reply and say, hey, my bad. These things happen. Won't happen again. Or we'll try not to have it happen again. Blah, blah, blah. Have that be that. Smiley face emoji. Whatever dumb Twitter BS shit that you have. I don't care.
These
Is he actually in a wheelchair? Like that?
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
It looks like he has cerebral palsy. And he's got a tube on his neck. So let's try not to be so mean to the guy.
All right, I still agree. I still stand by what I said. I mean, that has nothing to do with his condition. Yeah.
Would you have preferred that if he decided to go the victim route and just you're just saying that because of my?
No, I would still criticize that. I mean, I'm glad he didn't do that, but still, I think anytime I see stuff like this, I just think it's like, why did it happen in the first place? Like, everybody could see that there's no connection between the two. You're now connecting two things.
You know why it happened because
I know. But still, like, it's like, why apologize then? Like, why not say, oh, maybe I should have phrased it better, and make it a little bit more like, well, we are connecting the two, even though they're unrelated, because it might be relevant for the future for whatever excuse. But saying this, like, oh, I messed up, it was a mistake. It's like, no, that was your intention.
I don't know. I think it was he just wrote all of this just to get to the last line was just DM me. He just wanted James Gunn to slide in his DMs.
And that's why you think it's pathetic. I get that.
Yeah, like all these people, it's like, oh, every time he has to point it out and be like, I'm sorry, but like, can you give us like the proper information? It's like, come on, like, seriously, like, you guys are only doing this because he responds to people. Like, you wouldn't do this if they don't do it to Marvel.
Oh, so you think they did this intentionally just to get a response?
I'm not saying that them specifically, but I've seen other people obviously stir up stuff so he can, they ask him, oh, is this bullshit rumor true? And it's like, well, it's bullshit. Everybody knows it's bullshit, right? Like, it came from a bullshit source, but people still want him to respond on it, right? So, like, I'm sure they had to have known that, if it got on Twitter and everybody started believing it, oh, Dave Bautista is like not going to do anything with James Gunn anymore because he doesn't want him involved with DC. And yeah, it's probably going to blow up, right? That would be big news.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just don't like all this. Like, I like talking about rumors and scoops and stuff, but I don't like it when it's done like this. Like, this is just like very slimy, in my opinion.
Very sus.
Yeah.
That's really all I had to say about that. Was sus. I think dude was baiting. He was probably hoping for a more harsher response, so he could be like, "Oh my God, James Gunn attacked our website. James Gunn hates journalists." Because I hear bad things about Fandom Wire. I hear it's very clickbaity.
Yeah.
Is it as bad as like what it wasn't Screen Rant, but it was
Giant freaking robot?
No,
We Got This Covered.
What was the website that had We Got This Covered was really bad.
Yeah, it was.
But that was actually one of the first videos I made. It was we got this covered. And they said, like, let's pretend to stop the outrage of a Back to the Future movie. I'm like, no. No, we will be because you don't do that. You don't make another one and discussion. But no, there was one that said Steve Rogers wasn't like a real hero on like either Memorial Day or the 4th of July or something like that.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's
Like,
bait.
Like he's not Steve Rogers is not the real hero. I was like, what the? And the article actually got taken down because it was so negatively received.
Oh god!
I've seen that before.
Yeah. And I said something like they have no values. with like Ron Weasley going like she needs to sort out her priorities.
Oh my goodness.
Or something like that. I was not happy with that. I was like, no. No. It was Steve Rogers was selfish for taking the secret serum. Or the serum.
Oh, god.
That makes literally no sense.
I know. The justification of it was completely absurd.
Now I want to find that article.
I think
another
you can.
time. Oh my god.
I can't remember for the life of me what it was from. Because the article's taken down. Oh well.
Was it the 10 most selfish things that Steve Rogers has ever done?
No. Well, maybe. I don't think so.
That's a Screen Rant article.
It's not Screen Rant, though. Jesus, I have to remember what the fuck was it? It was from like years ago, but man, now it's gonna fucking kill me if I don't find out.
Internet backlash after article about Captain America being here we go. Selfish posted on Memorial Day. So it's got to be this. This is the article about the article.
Yeah, what article? What was it from though? What was the original article from?
I'm looking because I'm on Pirates and Princesses, which I believe is Clownfish TV's website. It was a CBR article. Steve Rogers.
Yeah, CBR.
For becoming Captain America, he was selfish.
Yeah, CBR sometimes it's just a mess. I don't.
Oh, CBR is so fucking lefty. They're always complaining about shit.
Yeah, but that was particularly, yeah.
And the article's gone. They didn't see. This is why I hate websites like this. Like, how hard was it for you to get the fucking URL and save it before it went down? Then write the article about it, right?
Mm.
Why would they put it out on Memorial Day?
Because they wanted the clicks.
Yeah, they wanted. It was big.
They want the clicks. They want the drama.
Yeah. What year was that?
Drama.
2020 or?
That was 3 years ago. Yeah, 2020.
Okay.
Let me see.
I
have a link. I'm hoping it's in the Wayback Machine.
Oh, it is.
You found it?
I don't know who was that yelled, "Oh, it is."
It was Justin.
Me. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I'm reading it. I'm looking at it right now. Fuck it. Let's bring it up.
Oh, God.
I'm going to go to bed, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. I might have to dip out, too, because I'm getting tired.
Can't hang. All these young kids going to bed early.
I got to work, bro.
I got to work, too. I got to be up at 4 in the morning.
You out of your mind, bro.
As long as I get 2 hours of sleep, I'll be good. Don't worry.
Oh, no.
That's
how are you
crazy.
functioning?
Yo,
I'm monster.
Monster runs through my veins. I get 2 hours of sleep every night. That's about the most I need.
God, that's terrible.
I go to bed at like 12, and then, I lay in the bed for about a half hour. I get like 3 hours of sleep because I get up at 4.
Oh my God.
But all right, let's take a look at this. Steve Rogers wasn't a hero for becoming Captain America. He was selfish. This is courtesy of CBR. Thanks to the great
perfect to end on.
Justin Proper. This was by Caleb Clark. While he's Marvel's golden boy, Steve Rogers deciding to be Captain America was based on his own selfish desires. Captain America is one of the most important characters in Marvel history, and without him, many of the great stories of the Marvel Universe would not happen or wouldn't be the same. He is central to the entire framework of Marvel storytelling, and Captain America is emblematic of justice, honesty, and perseverance, making him the ultimate culmination of American ideal. However, the decision for Steve Rogers to become Captain America is inherently selfish. Steve was rejected from the military due to his small stature and health issues, but then his life changes when he's invited to join the Super Soldier program, which is how he becomes Captain America. However, when removing the context of what he would become, the decision is selfish. Rather than contribute in the ways best suited to him, Steve chooses to go under experimental treatments to artificially enhance himself. Steve's choice to become Captain America is rooted in fetishization of hypermasculine rather than an innate desire.
Yeah.
Good. This is oh my god, this is
all bullshit.
It is.
What the fuck is this?
Thing ever.
This is all just making up crap and sticking it onto the character. What the fuck is this?
Steve Rogers did contribute in the way that was best suited to him. He was recruited because of what they saw in him. Right? The doctor, we're going by the MCU version, obviously, because that's what he's talking about. But in the MCU version, Erskine interviews him as like, you're the guy, right? Like, you're my guy. You're going to be Captain America. And even later on, when Tommy Lee Jones is like, this is the guy, he's like, yeah, that's the guy. He's the fucking guy. He's like, no, he's not. He's like, he throws the grenade and he jumps on the grenade. He's like, yeah, that's the fucking guy. He's selfish. He's the guy.
Selfless. Yeah.
Selfless. That's what you know. Yeah, this is a bold claim. He was selfish. He wanted that grenade for himself.
He wanted the grenade for himself.
How dare you? He's not doing it because he knows it's a drill. It's a drill, yet he does it anyway just to project.
Says this is a bold claim against America's golden boy, yet the context matters. Steve is initially someone unfit to serve on the front lines. It is tough and hurtful, but it is the reality of the situation. If his concern was truly how he could best serve his country, he would accept his station in life and make the. Oh my God, this is so stupid.
This is dumb.
Just accept. Don't ever try to be better than you are. Just like you fucking. Is this guy like this is socialism? Like, hey, the fucking government has assigned you to farm 62. You just fucking go be a farmer. Never try to do anything else. You just do what's good for the fucking masses.
This is just stupid.
The whole article's point of view is give up your dreams.
He could have tried becoming a merchant marine. Do you think merchant marines were going to take him? Train as an officer. Again, he couldn't even get into the military. That was why he had to, if you watch the movie, they're like, this is like the third or fourth time he's tried and he keeps changing his name and forging his documents. Or stay home and help with production of wartime materials.
Oh, so be a woman.
Oh my God.
That's what they did. That's what most of the women did, or they joined the workforce.
All of these could, or you could be like the children and like pick up scrap.
Yeah.
All of these can contribute to the war like Steve supposedly wants to do, but that isn't good enough. Steve, in his eyes, has to be on the front lines. He doesn't want to contribute to the war. If you watch the movie, Steve Rogers wants to stop fascism. He's like, those guys are evil. I need to do everything I can to stop the evil.
This person clearly doesn't understand the fucking movie.
It's understandable for a young man to want to prove himself to his peers and countries. That's not what he wants to do. Yet, even if deep down his intentions are altruistic, the steps he takes to pursue those instincts are selfish.
I love how they brush off the actual facts. They're like, yeah, he's altruistic, but like this other thing. No, shut up.
Don't be altruistic. It's bad.
Oh my God.
In Steve's mind, there's only one way to contribute to the war, and that just happens to be the way he wants to contribute.
No, what? It's a fucking war. It's a fucking war. Are you, if you lie down, someone is and do nothing, they're gonna fucking shoot you. Are you fucking like? Do you not understand that?
Doesn't he literally say because Bucky tells him, "Hey, just you could like do this other stuff." He's like, "No." He's like, "Those guys are going out there giving their lives for me and for everyone here." He's like, well, "I should be able to do the same for them, right?"
Right. This person doesn't know anything about Captain America.
I think this person doesn't know anything about being a man or like being selfless and doing things for others.
Oh yeah, I looked at
Oh
some of
my
the
God.
other articles that he wrote, and he had some other bullshit ones. And then after that one, he just made top 10 ones.
They're like, just
I
make
wonder
top 10.
why.
That's it. You can't do that. Captain
Yeah,
America.
even CBR knew when the website went too far.
Captain America is known for his altruism and his willingness to sacrifice everything for what he believes to be right. Yet there's something selfish within that because Cap's altruism is in what he believes and nothing else. Cap will fight against anyone who opposes his worldview, including his friends. Just look at the catastrophic violence that breaks out in Civil War comic arc as well as its accompanying film.
Dumb. Did you even watch the movie?
These events happen because
God.
Cap is uncompromising and nothing will shake. Why is he the uncompromising? Is it like Iron Man also responsible for that?
The two butt heads. It's called a movie and a plot. People need conflict. Otherwise, there'd be no movie.
You
but
can't
also,
do
one
that,
of them
Justin.
has to be right?
Yeah.
Well, neither are. Well, is one of them actually right?
Yes.
Captain America is definitely right in terms of what the movie is trying to say.
In the MCU, at least in the comic, it's more because there's more going on. There's more characters, and there's more. It's a bigger world, right?
Mm.
It's kind of like it's even who's right. But in the movie, it's very clear that Captain America and them are on the right side.
I mean, it's called Captain America: Civil War, so there you go.
Yeah, it's not Iron Man Civil War.
May as well be. That was the draw.
Mm.
I don't know.
Because remember, even though he's Captain America, think about it. He's Captain America, but he's not bowing to the American government and doing what the government wants him to do. He's doing what he knows is right. He's like, we're superheroes. We save everybody, not just who the government tells us we can save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
Says the requirement that we stand up for what we believe, no matter the odds or the consequences. Cap says in the Amazing Spider-Man Civil War, story by J. Michael Straczynski. Why does he like? He's adding like who the artist is. Like, let me just fluff this a little.
But like, why is he jumping around? Like he's talking about MCU Cap, and then he's talking about the like what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like just like stay on point, like.
When the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. This quote would also be adapted in film, with Sharon Carter saying it and inspiring Cap to stand his ground in regards to this COVID. Captain America says it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Not Sharon Carter. Sharon Carter, I think, says it in a different part.
No, Captain America says that line.
Well, then he got it completely wrong because he says Sharon Carter saying it.
I can look it up. Hold on. The tree line. This is tree line, right?
Yeah, I think he says it at the funeral for what's her name? No.
Let me see. I have it here. Let's see who says it.
Who says it?
And now.
Cat punch Hitler, case closed.
To come up and say a few words.
No, it was Sharon Carter who said it. Let's see.
Founder of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I just knew her as Aunt Peggy. She had a photograph in her office. Aunt Peggy standing next to JFK. As a kid, that was pretty cool. But it was a lot to live up to. Which is why I never told anyone we were related. I asked her once how she managed to master diplomacy and espionage in a time when no one wanted to see a woman succeed at either. And she said, compromise where you can. Where you can't, Don't. Even if everyone is telling you that something wrong is something right. Even if the whole world is telling you to move, it is your duty to plant yourself like a tree, look them in the eye, and say no. You move.
Now let's see if that was in another movie, because the way he's looking at her, it seems like.
It's like, bitch, that's something I said.
Yeah, that's the way he's looking at her, but maybe it isn't.
No, he would never speak that way of Sharon or Peggy.
So yeah, I guess they're right about that, at least as of right now.
As of right now.
You never know. That
we are
article's
proven
full of
otherwise.
bullshit. Yeah.
I could have swore that he says it. Like he's talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe he repeats it.
Oh, you know what?
That's it. That's those little brave baby steps we gotta take.
Let me see.
To try and become whole again, try and find purpose. I went in the ice at 45 right after I met the love of my life. Woke up 70 years later. You gotta move on.
No, that's not this one.
You gotta move on.
That's the move
What
on.
movie is that from?
Endgame. That was from Endgame.
Was that when he? Okay.
Yeah, he's at the the group, the therapy group session, and he tells the guys.
With Joe Russo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this one of those Mandela effects where we're all remembering Cap saying it and he never says it?
Dude, like,
I didn't know.
Possibly.
Like, I don't care.
I can't even remember.
I don't remember it.
Possibly. I mean, it does sound like he would say something like that.
I mean, I remember the Berenstain Bears thing. Like, I remember Berenstain Bears as like the TV show. They said Berenstain Bears. They never said Berenstain.
Yeah, I agree. It was Berenstain.
Might have been the show. So I don't know. Maybe we did go into an alternate timeline, but
No, but I could have swore like in a different movie, maybe like after Civil War, he says it to someone else.
Infinity War?
It's either Winter Soldier. I don't think it was in the first Captain America. It's either Winter Soldier or after Civil War.
That is so interesting.
It has to be a movie where, like, with Peggy, that is, because I mean, that's the context in Civil War, that she said that line, not him.
Right, either way, this thing keeps going on. It's fucking long as fuck.
Oh,
Lord.
we got to finish it out here.
Oh hell no!
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, there's more.
We can get to the bottom and see that bullshit, but
all right. This quote also highlights Cap's tendency to respond to things with violence. No, it doesn't. He says it's the opposite. It's like, I'm not going to move. You move. I'm going to stay here. It's about being a shield. It's about like planting yourself in a defensive position, right? He's not like, hey, I'm going to beat your ass because you told me to move. In fact, Cap is an impulsive person, and his first response to opposition is to beat it down. He literally has a shield as his weapon because he's not a hit person.
Oh my God.
These aggressive impulses are hidden beneath a veneer of tough American grit and freedom fighting.
The fuck?
Oh, the freedom fighter sort of thing.
Yeah, this may seem like a condemnation, but it's not. After all, not everything Cap does is selfish, and not everything selfish he does is bad. If Cap hadn't entered the Super Soldier program, there wouldn't have been no one to defeat the Red Skull during World War II. His unwavering commitment to freedom and privacy is also what uncovers Hydra's plot to take over S.H.I.E.L.D. and Captain America, the Winter Soldier. In Avengers Endgame, it is also his instinct for aggression and desire for revenge that leads the remaining Avengers to hunt down Thanos and ultimately kills him. Is that? I don't remember that part of the movie.
He's a let's go get that son of a bitch.
Yeah, in the beginning of the movie, and then he dies, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh fuck, what do we do next?"
I thought that was like a decision for all. It wasn't like just him though. I thought it was like a group decision.
Yeah, it was a group decision, but he does say, "Let's get that son of a bitch," and then the title cards comes on.
No one would argue that these outcomes are bad. However, the underlying motive behind them isn't as black and white as it may seem. Psychoanalyzing a comic book character may seem trite, but there are good reasons to do so. For one, it makes Captain America.
Well, you failed to psychoanalyze him. The hell what the fuck?
He the only thing he's succeeded in is being psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
He is a fictional character, but he's also an important icon for many people, and he's the golden standard many fans want to live up to. Humanizing him may take that veneer away, but it makes the character, his actions, and his consequences more real. It also helps readers and moviegoers better understand Steve Rogers in and out of the Captain America uniform as a character. It is easy to write him off as an archetype of American machismo, but when fans try to understand why he makes the choices he does, he becomes that much more complex. It's really simple. Cap does the right thing at all times. That's how he's written. He's always, if Captain America does it, you know it's the right way to go. Because fuck Captain America. Being a hero isn't a black and white issue, and seeing Cap overcome selfish impulses for the greater good is far more rewarding than watching him be a do-gooder all the time.
Why does he once again repeat the phrase black and white issue?
Because he has no fucking idea what he's talking about.
He has no vocabulary.
No. Also, not to steal the black and white issue, but Captain America, by not signing the Sokovia Accords, is literally working in that shade of gray where he's like, it's not a black and white issue. We have to work outside of the government oversight in order to do the things that the people need us to do. Right?
Right.
It's literally like the reason why he doesn't sign the Accords, because he's like, it's not a black and white issue.
Oh, so they're calling him an SJW.
Oh my goodness.
Well, this person has no concept of nuance.
Oh, look, Legends of Tomorrow just Alfred. It's this episode. Yeah.
Mm.
So that was it with the article?
That was it. It's over.
It ended with
Bullshit.
Cap overcomes selfish impulses.
Yeah.
Forewarning. Okay.
It wasn't even. I mean, it was a shitty article, but it wasn't like, oh my god, like so egregious that like I wouldn't have pulled it down. I was like, fuck you. It's not that bad.
Well, I mean, whoever had to read that, oh man, they're probably ripping out their hair.
I feel like nauseous, like reading that.
Well, the thing is, you decided to have that kind of an article be posted on Memorial Day.
Yeah, it was bait. It was total bait.
Oh, you're showing my tweet? Yeah, they actually did take down the tweet of that. And I was
My God.
I love how they took down this tweet, but not the actual article. Keep trying to hide your true feelings. It won't work. and then I said, their only fear is Twitter backlash. CBR has no values. If you can stomach some real bullshit, here's a link to the article, assuming they haven't taken it down already. Yep, she needs to sort out their priorities. And would you look at that? They took down the article.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not the archive of it.
What made you laugh is that I actually did tweet it and they have no values.
No, yeah, I mean the tweet is on point. The tweet is so on point. So
you ain't wrong.
Yeah, this is dumb. Just absolutely dumb.
It got some decent traction, which I was happy with, but I was like, wow. I don't know. Some things I just get it just you know when some things just rub you the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of them.
No,
you don't go after Captain America.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you! Look at your Super J.
Peggy's grandniece becomes a power broker. Peggy's rolling in her grave. Probably.
That's why Phase 4 is just nonsense.
That made no sense.
Yeah.
That just came out of nowhere.
Oh, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everything she does makes no sense.
In that show, yeah. In that show.
Yeah, but you could always write it off if you felt like it was a mistake. Oh, she's a scroll.
I was just about to say they're probably going to tell you that she's a scroll. I bet you.
That whole scroll thing was just sort of like a plot device, or like a way of writing yourself out of bullshit, or and of course it was
fucked up the character.
Yeah, and of course came out of the most bullshit movie, Captain Marvel.
God.
Yeah, I have so many problems with that movie.
Do you?
Yeah. The Nick Fury thing, the fact that the scroll said we're refugees. Oh, I wonder what wide world crisis they must be talking about, huh? Could it be
Justin
Syria?
should have been here like 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah, we were complaining about Captain Marvel.
Oh, you were? Oh, okay.
Exact same thing.
Oh, yeah. And then the Nick Fury, getting his eye clawed out by a cat, and not
that too.
Yeah, it was a cat. Sorry.
And the fact that the Avengers are named after Captain Marvel, that's dumb shit too.
Yeah.
Lots of dumb shit.
And the fact that I paid to see that in theater and didn't pay to see Endgame is even worse.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I seen them both in the theater.
No,
there's just so much wrong with Captain Marvel, even just on a movie
narrative level.
Yeah. Again, this is a character that people don't know who it was, right? It was a brand new character. For most normies, Captain Marvel was unknown. So what do? We're going to tell this story in
out of order, weird interconnected way, right?
Have Blockbuster be in it for no reason.
And Radio Shack. Then again, and like I said before, and people were like, I've got pushback for this, and I don't even understand why. I was like, in the Guardians of the Galaxy, which a lot of people saw, it was a big hit movie. The Kree are the bad guys, right? So then how do you make Captain Marvel, and she's with the Kree, and you're like trying to pretend they're the good guys? Like, shh, they're the good guys, I swear. Oh,
someone told me it's like a flip on the military, how it's like, oh, they're the good guys, and then you find out actually they do a lot of corrupt shit, but it doesn't come across that way in the movie. And they even knew that too. A friend of mine told me that. He's like, yeah, it's still bullshit, but that's the only way that makes sense. Oh my god.
They wanted a twist, and like I said, the twist doesn't work because you already knew going in, oh, those are the bad guys.
Yeah.
The Skrulls being not bad guys was stupid. It should have been, look, they're both bad, right? That would have been interesting. Like, she can't decide because they're both shit. Oh, turns out you're both shit, and I'm Captain Marvel. Doesn't need any of your bullshit.
And she flies away.
Yeah.
That whole sounds like something she would do.
Gender swapping Captain Marvel for no reason, just to kill Annette Bening off anyway.
Dumb. All dumb shit in that movie. Good lord.
Also, the cat thing was stupid. I still think, if you were going to do that, they should have did. I said this earlier, Justin. I said, if you ever seen Hot Tub Time Machine?
I love that movie.
Okay, you remember how Crispin Glover had no arm? And then they go back.
He had one arm, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so then they go back in the past and he has both, and they're like, what? And they're like, oh, he's going to lose his arm. This is when he loses his arm. And they keep watching him. He's doing stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they keep thinking he's going to lose his arm. They should have did that for Nick Fury's eye.
Well, they did do that a couple of times.
Nah, yeah, they didn't really emphasize it.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't emphasize
it. He hit his head and oh man, I could have lost an eye. What are you doing? Really fucking sell it.
You think they should have done it 2 more times or something like that?
Yeah.
and then it just gets clawed up by a cat.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, the reason why he lost his eye was supposedly a serious reason. So
Yeah,
you're
it
like,
turned into a joke.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the degrading part of the male character, which is something that's a common theme in the movie.
Well, yeah. Don't you understand?
And then you do that to Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson is a strong black man. And now the cat, which is another name for cat, is Pussycat, and Pussy is another name for a female inanimate. So they literally had the pussy take his
Scratch
eye
out
out.
his eye. Oh
He
God.
lost his eye to Pussy.
And then cough up the Tesseract for some reason, like a fur ball. I
Because
don't
inside the pussy is power,
understand
Justin. Don't you
any
understand?
of that.
Because inside the pussy is power.
Well, speaking of symbolism, like people were saying there was symbolism on the Marvels poster. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
Is
That
that
looks
is
like a
that actually going to
vagina.
be made? Is that really a thing?
Yes, that's really
Yeah. The poster looks like a vagina.
Oh god.
Wait, really? We have to see this vagina right now.
I'm pulling it. I kind of see it.
Please pull up the vagina.
And
It's
like
the one with
peop-
the three of
peop-
them, right?
Yeah, the three of them, and like the characters represent the anatomy of the vagina. And I was like, at first I was like, I don't believe this shit. And then I looked into it and I'm like, I could see how people could see that.
Oh, okay, please bring this up.
It might be a total stretch, but like you never know.
Did you do that on purpose?
Maybe.
I don't think he meant that pun that you were getting.
I think you did.
I mean, now that he laughed, I mean, I get it.
They
but-
laugh, I'm taking credit for it. I can't get a
that
good.
was good. That was
fucking
very
images.
good unintentional humor.
Because I'm on fucking Bing. I gotta go to Google. Hold on.
Are you seriously have Bing?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a
There's
bitch.
nothing wrong using that.
What the fuck?
I think he has said this on the show why he uses Bing. I don't remember, but it's a dumb idea.
It's because that's on the computer and that's it. I just never.
Just change it. Oh my god.
I just didn't. That's it. It's literally the only reason.
Bing
Why is
is
this
oh
image so
god.
fucking small?
This is Bing.
No, I'm on fucking Google now.
No, okay.
You're Googling something on Bing?
No, I went to Google.
Click something on Bing.
I went to Bing and I type in Google and then it takes me to the Google search engine. Come on, don't you know how these things work? All right, here it is. IGN actually has the best picture of it. Higher, further, faster, together.
All right, so if you look at the top, right, like people are saying that Monica represents the clitoris, right? And Captain Marvel is like the G spot. And I don't know what they were saying with Miss Marvel, but I'm not even go there because she's a kid.
So
But
that's
yeah.
so
Wait,
weird.
who's
Like,
who's the one on top?
Monica.
Rambeau,
So she's the clitoris. Yeah.
Who is she again?
the black chick from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh,
From
Well,
WandaVision.
she's not from WandaVision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't been in a Captain Marvel movie.
Well, the character has.
not
No.
the actress.
Oh, well, yeah, when she was a kid.
Yeah.
But no one would know, right? Like, you would have to watch WandaVision.
higher,
sorta
further,
see it.
faster, together.
Hmm.
It all makes sense.
Yeah, higher. You got to go up higher, and then you go.
I
deep.
thought like
Yes,
the way that they were positioned would be featured, like the actual poster was in the actual shape of a vagina, and it doesn't quite. No,
It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't.
no.
But
I mean,
the way
this
that
one is kind of the vagina by itself.
I mean, the way that they are, if you make the shape, it
I mean,
looks like it.
so.
No,
like-
you got to go all to the way to the bottom, Tony. What are you doing?
So like Monica Rambeau is the bean.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have all this extra stuff, so it's like you're like, oh
No, you're not
so-
seeing the shape. You're really doing a bad job at this. I'm not. If you're connecting, right, you go to the bottom, You circle around. You make like a teardrop. No, all the way to the bottom. You're still not doing it to the character, and
Maybe
you
you
make
have
a
to,
teardrop.
zoom out a little bit to get the full. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now can he do it?
I wish I had the mouse because he's doing such a terrible job.
Well, here you do it. You bring it up.
I can't because I'm
I'll
on
put
mobile.
the link.
I'm on mobile. I can't do it.
Oh, okay. I can't help you.
Oh, well,
I'm just not seeing it, so it's hard. It's
put
hard
in
to
the
like
private
draw
chat
a
anyway.
fucking teardrop. It's like, where
no,
do you
put it in
want
the
me to
private chat anyway. George, you do it.
Well, I'm about to bounce soon. I don't have time to do it.
No, you should. You should. I'm too gay for this.
Like,
My only other option.
It doesn't. Like, this is like the biggest stretch in the world.
It's the biggest stretch, but you're still not drawing the teardrop
Why do you keep saying that?
because it makes you laugh.
See, you Super J agrees. I don't see it.
Like
Nah,
I can't
man.
see
You
it
guys
either.
aren't creative, man.
Because
You-
you're literally like, okay, if you take the image of a vagina, but then you remove all the stuff that's in the poster, but only the specific lines that I want, then I
No,
guess
what?
it works, right? Like,
No. If you overlap the shape of the characters, they stand.
Oh my
They're lined up, right? So it's like weird. And then also too, if you count the little symbol in the background of the character, right? Captain Marvel and Monica, they have it. So if you draw it like a teardrop from the top of the symbol all the way to the bottom, right? Make a teardrop.
I'm really bad at art.
Well, that's why it's called symbolism. 'Cause
All
not
right.
everybody sees it.
I'm looking at like a diagram from like a health class
Mm.
to like
He's
get
like,
an
"I don't see
idea. I'm not gonna share it because
We get
you know.
flagged.
Do I need a Photoshop degree?
So
to see it?
there's like the
Uh-huh.
urethral opening. I guess that's Monica Rambeau. Then the
Mhm.
vagina, and then whoever the chick at the bottom is like the anus.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Is that it?
This has gotten weird.
Is that it?
Yes.
Like
That's the
We lost
diagram
the
I'm thinking of. Like
that's a teenager. So let's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
ain't gonna. That's why I said I like someone mentioned it, and then I started looking at it, and I'm like, I could see what they're talking about. I doubt that's what they would wanted because they would probably pull that
There's not
off,
enough
right?
hair on the poster. That's why I'm not.
But
seeing
I don't know.
it's just
I'm
weird.
asking questions because it's weird, and I don't understand this.
It's a reach, but it is also weird that they're stacked up like that. Like, why not have a better pose for the characters? Like, it just seems weird. And like, what are they supposed to represent? Like, why is Monica in the sky, like in
She's
space?
flying. Higher, further.
But
faster.
like Captain Marvel is in the middle of a sunset.
It's not a sunset. That's the symbol. That's the symbol that's on her chest. That's the.
No. She's in the middle of the sunset, right? And then,
I don't. There's no
has like the
sunset.
cover. There is
Miss Marvel's
there is a
in the
sun.
middle of the sunset. Captain Marvel's.
No, she's not in the. She's on the horizon of the sunset. So she's more to the top where you could see the colors are fading, like merging in between.
But you can
And
see the
then
yellow
Monica's
of the sun
at
on the
the top.
bottom,
Right, because that's the horizon line.
where the sun's at. Would be the sunset. No.
No, I mean, in the sky. I'm talking about the sky's colors because she's in the middle of it. She's in the middle of the sunset and the stars, so you get the color of the sunset. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, well, I don't understand. Like, what are they trying to imply there? Like, wouldn't Captain Marvel be out in space because that's where she's
No,
been?
because at the end of Miss Marvel, they switch places. Remember?
Hey George, check.
Well,
the
no,
link in the
she was
private
on a.
chat
she was out in space, right?
while they're talking.
Fucking
I don't know if
Justin.
I want to click that. I don't want to click that link. I don't know if I want to click that link.
I'm looking at it. That does not look like anything like the poster.
Justin, the
Listen,
last
man, I
time
never
you
came
mean,
up with
like,
this
the
theory.
you put a link
points.
in the private chat. It was Jurassic Park porn.
Jurassic
All
Park
right.
porn.
Now
Is that
we've,
what you mean? Like,
That's
is
what
that
they
it?
mean. Now that we've made this weird for the
Why is Monica Rambeau
Not-
the urethral opening?
By the way, the minute we start talking about this, like 9 people join. All right, like 9 people are watching this, so it must be compelling.
They're clipping it. They're like, look at these idiots. We're gonna fucking cancel them.
I've specified like I'm not the one who came up with this. Someone
Do I
said
need
this.
a Photoshop degree to see this?
Guy
Yeah,
clicking
you-
on this link.
You know what, Blinded? You need to send like your artistic illustration in order
Oh
for
my
us
God.
to understand this. I mean,
I'll sit down and hold on. Let me pull up the thing. I'll do this right now.
Yeah. Let's not say we did. All right,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I agree with Tony.
We're all tired. It's late. We've certainly lost the plot, and I don't know how we went from movie talk to does this poster look like a vagina?
Yeah, like what the like.
Join us next week as we figure out does this poster look like a penis? But until
I'm
then,
sure there's ones out there.
yeah. You know what? We should do that for the original VHS cover of The Little Mermaid. That's a legitimate conversation.
And we talked about that.
We covered the fact that the priest had a boner.
Oh, the priest had a boner. The VHS cover, like I saw that cover, and I'm like, yep, that's a penis right there. That's an actual shaft.
Is that how you became attracted to men? Can we sue Disney on your behalf, Justin?
I wouldn't sue them. I would say thank you. It's made my life
God.
wonderful. By the way, I am not opposed to vaginas, but anyways, good night, guys.
Oh my goodness.
And then we get canceled.
That's the ending. I'm not opposed to vaginas. Have a good evening. All right.
Oh my God.
Thank you for dealing with us and our silliness, our stupidity. We've been here almost 4 hours. What the hell?
Oh, that's sick.
that's crazy.
That's sick.
Crazy.
Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what they say? Love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.
Love is blind.
Peace.